7022. 1,100 bucks. Friday evening session at Red Ticket 065991. You did buy a ticket. Folks in our orange vests representing the FFA alums who help offset some of the costs for all of our future leaders of America. You're getting it ready. Get out.
Your betcha. Sitting on the line, at the starting line, grandstand side, super stock open. 8,000 pounds, 650 cubic inches, 30.5, 32 tires, and a 20-inch drawbar, and that's Jeff Ovam. Delaware, Ohio. In this particular class, he's got a couple of options available to him. He wants to take the hook, he can. Secondly, he could drop and come back at the end of the class. He can drop 6 and come back again. 312, 585 is distance. 312, 585.
Welcome to this NTPA Championship event, brought to you in part by the good folks at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Your car won't start, need the starter, alternator, battery, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day for the good folks at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Word time from Trackside Technical. Jeff says, I like 312, 585.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yes.
And again, we're maybe stiffening things up a little bit this afternoon. Not going to matter. They're still all going to go from point A to point B. Some are going to go a little bit further, and some aren't going to make it, you know.
Right.
One of the great things about this sport is the opportunity that we try to give every competitor for the most level playing field that we possibly can. We allow them 2 attempts to get past 100 feet, as long as they pull back on the throttle and don't go to, 186 and try something. But
right, exactly.
We do that. Our test puller gets the opportunity to take that pull that they just recorded, or drop to 6, or drop to the end of the class. We'll kick things off over here with the What's New out of Norwalk, Wisconsin. Alex Newman. 1984 International 3688 for you international fans.
Brand new track on the infield side, so we'll see how it is going to react. We have seen one down the track grandstand side on a brand new track, and Jeff Holcomb was very happy with what he saw.
Newman's the kind of guy you want to have as a friend, especially on a day like yesterday when it was really hot. He's an HVAC service guy.
Understand.
So Newman getting ready to go here. And the What's New out of Norwalk. Well, they got a big pull coming up a little bit later on this summer.
Exactly right. Gets busy from here on out. It really does, all across the country.
Our flagmen say it's time to go. Green flag is out. 3688. About the 250. I don't know if he's got enough steam, but that's pretty good. And again, he's got the advantage. He felt pretty good with that. Afternoon class, 20 in the class.
Yep.
Might want to keep it.
Exactly right. John Strickland's looking now at a 312, staring him in the face as he backs Bill out 2 in. They're Wells and stable.
318 and 7. He does accept the hook there. So Newman puts down a pretty good pass at 318 and 7, and he'll take that hook. We'll look at a couple more here and see what can transpire. Boy, you got a good one over there on the Budweiser track, Alan.
Exactly right. John Strickland in the driver's seat of that one. out of the Earl Wells stable. We'll see both entries. Holt Strickland will be driving the second one. This
Father
is John.
and son.
Yes, father
in
and
this
son.
class.
Yes.
This is Dan.
He was off the throttle, in my opinion. Now, that's my opinion, not the flagman. If he says he's out, he can get him pulled back and start again. Try another opportunity. 148. 080. We'll see what he wants to do.
How come some Pico Dave always looks like he's going someplace? It's like 10 grand in an idol. He's constantly in motion. He always goes by the beer place, too.
I noticed that as well, but I wasn't going to bring that up. John Strickland elects to be pulled back, so he is not happy with the way he came off of the line. He is going to change something in his mind, in his mindset, maybe even the way he waits out there before and that's the big thing. You and I talked about this the other day, and Miles was in on it as well, about the patience that is required coming off of the line sometimes. You get in a big hurry, and sometimes you just don't want to do that.
I remember back in the day, an old Superstock guy told me, I said, well, how do you know when to go? And he said, I look right above the tip of the exhaust pipe. Okay. Check that out. He said, the big thing is, I can't hold the clutch pedal anymore. It's about time to let her loose. He said, but you really have to be able. He said, there are times when you push down on her pretty hard. He said, it kind of builds up a little bit.
And it pushes back
against you. It pushes back.
Yep.
So, and being able to know that particular, when you need to do that, because that'll set the tires.
Right. And John, those things are running through John's mind right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do I need to do different? How long do I need to wait?
And again, there's no practice, so this is his second opportunity. Now, if he doesn't go very far in this one, that's what goes in the book.
Yes, which is a 148 and some change, which is not what we have normally seen out of this particular vehicle. Rollers and scrapers off of the track, and we'll turn John loose. But if you look at the other side, we also have somebody on the infield that's ready to go as well.
Someone who we just heard from.
Yeah, we did. Exactly.
John Strickland, a noted drag racer out of Benson, North Carolina, where they've got the Galat Motorsport Park. Has some pulling there. Matter of fact, integral part of the Grand National Tour. Green flag is out. Let's see what the man can do here. He's won championships in this seat, as well as in a drag racing. Wonder if they're trying to tweak something out a little bit.
Yeah.
And Holt can come back. Because I doubt that they would go through and try to change too many things on both vehicles that come in here, but you never know. Steve Yagi, our chaplain here with the Pullers for Christ and Racers for Christ, is up next. It's the Holy Smokes ride out of Rochester, Minnesota.
625. Yagi
Transportation. 6 years of pulling right here, and we'd love to have him as a part of the family. He's kind of our shepherd. John Deere 8410, getting ready to rock and roll.
Talking about it, and he can talk the talk, he can also walk the walk.
Absolutely.
John Strickland with a 160.625, 166 and a quarter for the Galat 2. Not a happy camper there.
344.43 for Mr. Yagi and Holy Smokes. 344 and 4. He's had a pretty good weekend here.
Well, you think about this gentleman here, and obviously I guess by all means you think about what he's got under the seat right there for him, but he's got a lot of support, of course, from Mike Connie. You heard him talk about that in his interview last night, as he was a top 3 finisher here, and can't go wrong when the Mac trailer folks are there too. So that Super Farm tractor, obviously Julia and Mike, before we moved up to those Pro Stock tractors, they ran here in the Super Farm division pretty heavily, and Julia was, I guess you remember, most distinct with her pink helmet every time she would come out trackside in the Super Farm division.
Well, it's interesting when you get that information. Is it going to be how much comes over from the big Pro Stocks to the Super Farms? probably a lot of driving and track reading that comes in there. But Mike Conti's also a pretty shrewd guy, so maybe a little, you know, you got to tweak this a little bit, do that. Some guys are adamant, you know, they got to have a certain RPM before they launch.
Right.
I mean, they'll never waver from that.
Last year here in this event in Tomah, we had a sweep on the Super Farm side. That, of course, with Ryan Anderson. Ryan, and checking out, he won both sessions. So Gary, he's obviously won that first one. Steve Yegi last night was second, and Roy Hardy was third. Those guys all had very, very nice runs in a very deep class of Super Farm competition. So you start getting a little deeper here. We'll see just how far it's going to take, but obviously Steve Yegi nearly that 350-foot mark.
Dairy Farmer out of Granton, Wisconsin is up next. It's the 85 case 2294. Denny Jacoby coming up. Denny's been pulling for about 17 years, and coming up here in our Super Farm class, it's the Black Stallion tractor. And whether you've got a high-powered pulling vehicle, a heavy-duty pickup truck, over-the-road truck, farm equipment, one company you need to investigate, that is Sempico Lubricants. They provide you with the highest level of protection for longer drain intervals with less wear, saving you time and money. Sempico's been involved with pulling for 28 years, and they have powered many national and regional and state champion. Not only in pulling, but a lot of different motorsports. Sempico specialty products, 100% American made, not available in stores, but available by reaching out at sempico.com, or you can see them right here. They're over in the pit area right next to our tech area. They've got a pretty good stand over there with the Lustig pulling team. Again, our thanks to the good folks at Sempico. We may be seeing them later this afternoon, tossing off joy and candies.
Next up, grandstand side. The engine comes to life, and that's the color in the class. And that's the Minneapolis Moline G1000 1968 model. Stop and do the math on that one. That's a piece of equipment out there that's been well maintained, brought back to life, and
run a lot here at Tomah. Well, every time they had a probably hook for the class, he was running here. Yep.
Exactly right. Aaron Hall, we're talking about.
Yep.
With the G1000 out of Maupin, Wisconsin, just down the road here, a few miles, but he's not up.
Putting down a pretty good run.
You know, we had some discussion earlier this morning in our you know, over there with the full pull guys. And something you don't really think about is, you know, these guys that are working this track are volunteers. And so they all have an awesome gift that they bring out here. They all have a skill set. Each one of them brings a, you know, a unique perspective to how they operate a machine. And certainly they're under the direction of someone who's in charge at each of the events that we go to. But pretty awesome for the guys in red to be able to do what they've been doing and seamlessly, it seems like, you know, whether it's the person that's driving the road grader or one of the guys down here in a compact track loader with a rake on the front. Each one of them has a very, very important task, and certainly as each competitor comes here, Doc and Alan talked about, you know, how we try to be fair. We want to be fair and give everybody multiple opportunities to get launched, and we want to be fair and make sure that we keep all our rules intact. One of the other aspects is we want them all to have the same surface to play on throughout, and in a 90-degree sunny day, it's pretty hard to do that.
It really is a pretty much art with a little science. The Black Stallion 338.68, 338.68. That'll put him in second spot. And next up, the Outlaw Binder and the Reckoning out of Cuba City, Wisconsin, Bob Freiberger.
Getting a word from trackside that Aaron Hall is going to drop 6 positions. Issues that he could not resolve instantaneously to bring him to the line. So we go with Scott Woodworth, the field that forged out of Worthington, Missouri. Down, he was out, and there was not going to be any further run.
So I guess that's the question there. We've seen that almost identical pass with him the other night when that box topped off. The front end was carrying just like you want it to, but it immediately pulled down on him here with a field forged entry. The Whitworths, some good guys, very, very tough competitors. You see them primarily in that light super stock class, but they have added, obviously, this entry to the trailer this season and doing a great job running here in the super stock open division.
We'll go Super Farm now. Bob Freiberger, the Outlaw Binder. It's a 1976 IH966. The Super Farm class, whether it's a national or a regional hook, is one of those that has got usually great close competition, but even closer camaraderie. They really do make sure that everyone's got an opportunity to get on the track. That's kind of cool about the competition here. I would never discuss NTPA pulling in a motorsports sense as fierce competition.
No, it is
in
not.
a bad way.
No,
yeah.
It's exactly right. I'll beat you, but it'll be on the track, not before. And I've heard that many, many times.
But back in the day, they'd beat you on the track and off the track.
That's true,
just,
that's
you know.
true. Scott Whitworth at 3:12.865, which puts him in the lead over Jeff Holtham by just a tick.
Tire comes off. It will cost you a little distance. Sometimes, some tracks you can power through that, and other times you just kind of let it ride.
Let it ride. It's one of those things. It's not physically leaving the ground. It's just changing the footprint that's in contact with the track, and it's going to cost you. You're right. Your momentum's going to start to drift away a little bit. Up Gansemer up next with a Rutten Deer on the grandstand side. New leader is 3:12.865. Scott Whitworth on the lead right now.
I will say with Bob Freiberger's tractor, that shade of red.
Oh, it's awesome. We got to find out what that is.
You don't see that very often by any means whatsoever. So, very, very unique shade of red.
That's probably a PPG paint 635A.
It doesn't. It almost at times has like a even a black kind of shade to it there, depending upon how the sun's hitting it. But
black cherry maybe. I mean, I remember an old Mercury in a car show that was that deep, rich kind of color. I go with you, Miles. It's kind of tough to call. It's not really a red, but it's not really maroon, whatever. But it is a great looking paint. And who knows? Maybe just mix it up at home.
Entirely possible.
Our thanks to Pizza Hut. There's nothing cookie cutter about Pizza Hut. Not our pizzas, not our people. Pizza Hut did not settle for anything less than food they're proud to serve. Serving Tomah, Sparta, and Black River Falls, our thanks to the gang at the Hut, Pizza Hut.
Class of 12 Super Stock opens here this afternoon in front of the grandstand, our first class. Session 4 in grandstand fashion. Bob Gansemer. Starting to fade to the right. You see it? Started to fade to the right.
For those of you that have been with us this weekend on the infield track, a lot of people have been taken over to that right side. And a lot of them didn't want to be over there, but didn't have much choice in doing it. Mike Jelly up next, the son of a hitch.
Bob Gansemer, 3:11, 6 1/4, 3:11, 6 1/4, 6:25.
Yeah, in almost every single class here, you can get to about 200 to maybe 250, and it kind of started drifting you off to the side. So a lot of brake usage. Of course, in these classes, they can steer, but the steering wheel is something more to hang on to if you're doing it right. But you steer with your feet, so that can be kind of a jabbing the brake a little bit. We've seen competitors, you mentioned the other day, Alan, they'll be on that brake, and then as soon as they take their foot off, they slam it straight down so it's flat on the floor, and you watch it, looks like, man, he's got it glued. He's not moving again.
Tempted. You don't want to be tempted again.
Yep,
that first one, that's once, and then we're not going to do it again. Exactly.
You got to have a little seat time to get that. And again, there's no practice session. There's no warm-up.
Oh, that's true.
There's no hot laps. good.
Miles was talking about that yesterday. There is no place we can actually test a tractor or truck except here, tied to a sled. You can't take it out in the pasture. You can run it around, find out it's going to drive, but that doesn't do much good. That's what you do with a round car or drag car. You can make hot laps or time trials. Not this.
Have the whole bite to things. Mike Jelly out of Belleville, Wisconsin.
And Alan and Doc, I've seen video and heard stories about going out in the middle of the field with a backhoe and hooking up just to try to make sure you could get boost, or if you got a first timer that you want to make sure they understand exactly what that point of leaving is for a starting line launch. You might practice that, but I don't know how you'd do that. There's no way you could convince me that my first time I was going to try that would be hooked to a backhoe in the middle of the field. I'm sorry, I'm out. So I appreciate those that do have those guts. I just simply don't myself.
There has to be a better way. There has to be a better way.
Yeah, and I was never, well, I wasn't around, I should say. I would never be a fan of the step-on sled. It's just that's another thing. Don't know if I want to do that. Don't know if I want any part of that.
The HD considered armed and dangerous, and that is Cody Chiswick in the driver's seat of this one out of Newton, Wisconsin.
17-year-old.
Yes.
He we've mentioned it probably a lot this weekend, but he's probably had more trips to the winner's circle with Chiswick Transportation than anybody else.
I agree. Yes.
The statistic will back that up, especially here when you have a Brian Korth, a Terry Blackburn, and then Josh Blackburn, who are your drivers. And each of those guys rank in the all-time archives between Superstock Open and Light Superstock. So the statistics will definitely prove what you're saying is true. And obviously, this young man is doing a really good job of wheeling this tractor. Just a few opportunities. Unfortunately, he was on a pass with a shot to potentially win on Thursday evening, and unfortunately had some parts go away. I believe maybe transmission area, driveline, something there here down the big end of the track. But obviously they had what they needed to get him fixed and repaired, and my guess is it's just a matter of time for him before he is the winner himself and gets to do that interview.
We had, speaking of interviews, we had talked to him the other day for RFD TV. The next session of NTPA Championship Bowling begins in August of this year. With the Tomah in October.
A little flutter.
Yep.
Said, that's not good. I'm out.
So what that probably tells us a little bit is, and maybe I'm just speculating too much, but we had some more issue there after we had our driveline problem. Maybe some more problems that we just didn't quite know about. And obviously that young man, he has the passion and desire. Let's give him a nice round of applause, fans. That's what he's going to have for you here as he's parked there about that 200-foot mark.
17 years of age. Super Farm side, Vern Meinholz out of Black Earth, Wisconsin. I'm hooked. 71 John Deere 4320. Knows something a little bit about dirt. He's in the landscape business.
Alan and Doc, I love the idea of the fact that we name our vehicles, and I'll put you both on the spot and ask you, if you had a vehicle, what would you name it? But certainly that's something as a little boy and kid I always thought about, going up and down the road with Dad, if I had a pulling tractor or had a pulling truck, what would I name it? So obviously there's always something in a name, regardless of if it's related to your hometown or whatever it could be.
I have to think about that, Miles.
Oh, I got it. I know what it is.
Oh, you know what it's going to be. Cody Chiswick at 194, 490.
Vern Meinholz, the I'm Hooked 327 and 3.
Which I have no problem telling you. If I had a pulling tractor or pulling truck, mine would be Motor Mouth. And it's a play on words that goes back to the idea, obviously, that I talk too much.
Mine would be Monday Money.
And the reason behind that?
Because that's when you take the check to the bank.
You guys have given me a lot to think about.
And actually, I won't take much credit for that, Alan.
Okay.
Because Dale Earnhardt's yacht used to be called Sunday Money.
Okay.
That's how he afforded the yacht.
Makes sense. You'll have
But
to
I would not put myself in the caliber of Dale Earnhardt. So I went to Monday. And if I ever have enough money to buy a yacht, and you see a yacht named Monday Money, come on, have a cocktail. Learn how to coil a rope. Take your shoes off.
Taking care of business. Aaron Hall, the driver seated at good-looking green power plant. Went from a Minneapolis Moline to a green vehicle for his second ride.
Alan and Doc. John Dunlap's obviously watching because he just texted what his would be called.
And what would John Dunlap's
it's
vehicle
gonna
be
be
called?
Yeah.
He's got to look.
Orange Sherbet.
Oh.
Okay.
I kind of fit right in there with the full pole app right
Yeah.
there. That would be the one where someone that doesn't know much go, oh, that's a good name. He must be good. We'll put a little bit down there.
Yeah, that's right.
I probably should have prefaced that. If he ever has a pulling vehicle, he might want the naming rights, you know, unfortunately.
Business. Aaron Hall in the driver's seat. Turn right around and get back in the Minneapolis Moline because he has that one coming up shortly.
And I think that shows you the power of the alcohol he's been able to master. Back in the day, Lyle Hall made an awful lot of trips in that Minneapolis Moline G1000 Vista. And there were times when that thing would rattle, roll, do whatever, clank, and you would think, man, but there were other times when it would be just perfect.
It would just purr,
and
exactly.
make a whole lot of horsepower. So they're continuing to do it. Back in the day, matter of fact, back in the day when Lyle was there, he's one of the few alcohol guys that we had with any consistency. Here comes the Hustler, 71 International 766 mechanic by trade, about 45 years of doing this. Jeffrey Martine coming up, Stratford, Wisconsin. We've got 20 in this class. And following this class here, we'll have our four-wheel drives on the Busch Light, proud supporter of the American farmer. Our thanks to the good folks, the hardworking folks that you've never seen. Magnum Radio. Make sure you tune into one of their many radio stations here. Country, oldies, classic rock, just to name a few. Thanks for coming to Tomah. And enjoy your stay here. Gateway to Cranberry Country.
Well, we saw Dad a while ago on the grandstand side. We're about to see his son, Holt Strickland, on his way to the track here directly. John laid down a very disappointing run at a 160. So Holt has that to look forward to. It's going to be maybe a walk in the park.
Here comes the Hustler. He'll take the lead from Holy Smokes. We'll just see what the tail of the tape tells us here.
Yeah, he's right there in the mix of it. No question about that. Gained some more ground speed as he worked on down the track. Again, very, very nice run.
350.7. Your new leader is the Hustler. The Hustler and Holy Smokes.
Okay.
That's 1 and 2.
I know what you're trying to do there.
And 3 is Mike Jelly, son of a hitch. This year celebrates the 100th anniversary of the Farmall tractor, developed back in 1923 as the all-purpose farm equipment. And that's about the time in the 20s when agriculture really started to make its way. A lot of small family farms coming in, and the folks at Case IH wanted to build the all-purpose tractor. The Farmall celebrating 100 years. You can win a Farmall plus $15,000 in cash by going to farmall100.com. Get all the details there. Or, better yet, just stop in and surprise your local Case IH dealer and say, where do I register?
Where do I register?
Don't leave until they tell you.
That's exactly right.
We're going to take care of it.
Holt Strickland backed in. He's going to roll up tight on the chain, waiting to kick the green on the sled. There it comes on. Tells the flagman that the sled is set and ready for operation. Holt Strickland now looks down the track. Greens on both ends. It's all up to him. Anything over 327.
Nice job.
Perfectly run.
Just graduated high school there, and he is obviously doing a nice job wheeling Mr. Wells' Galot entry.
And that sounded coming off the line a lot different than Dad's did.
Yes, it did. It was, the RPMs were up where it needed to be.
And I think if he would have had, and I can't really tell if it was a straight shot, it looked like it kind of bended him to driver's left sideline.
He takes over the lead with a 341 and a nickel to the right. 341-050.
Yeah, you look at the replay on the Case IH replay display, and you will see it looked like it's a little bit, not as much as I thought, I guess.
Not as much, but yes, a little bit to the one side.
Well, he took the lead, so.
Yep, that's right. Brings up the Minneapolis Moline now. Aaron Hall, we said he had to make a quick trip back to the starting line and did.
Hooterville Hustler on the line, a 72 International 1066. Torrey Keep. Trucker by trade. Right now, Super Farm Puller. Minnesota. Which is right near Hooterville.
Guys, Super Farm started in 03 here, and Super Stock Open officially in 1996 is when we went with what we'll classify the Super Stock Open division. And since that point, we have had 16 different winners in this division, with Zane Daly moving himself up onto that list with the win on Thursday night. So 42 sessions of competition, 16 different winners. Jordan Lustig, to 10 to his credit in this division. Terry Blackburn with 8, Larry Roberts with 7, Josh Blackburn has 4, John Strickland with 3, Brian Korth collected 2 last year in competition here in Super Stock Open. Now, we did have some years where we were combined. Yep. And there were alcohol tractors that won. Some of those guys obviously can find them way on the list, but I'm going strictly off of since 1996 when we really started with what the classification would be of Super Stock Open.
Hooterville Hustler 340.9, 340.9.
Aaron Hall on the track right now. He currently sits in the number 2 spot behind Holt Strickland with the taking care of business. So 341 of Holt Strickland is first. Aaron Hall's 327 and 7 is second. Then we drop back to 312, 865 of Scott Whitworth. The color in the class comes from the Minneapolis Moline yellow. And it's a very distinctive yellow. It's a deeper yellow than Deere's yellow, but it's a warm color, in my opinion, for the Minneapolis Moline.
And that's the OG 1000. You go back to Lyle, obviously. He was a winner here in the
When it gets that quiet that quickly, there's an issue. .259, 760 for Aaron with the Minneapolis Moline.
While you're here this weekend, refresh yourself with an enjoyable Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper and Keurig, proud sponsors of Budweiser Dairyland Super Nationals.
4 left to run the Super Stock Open. Josh Blackburn, Zane Deli, Brett Backhouse, and Jordan Lustig. 4 tough contenders. 341 leads the class right now.
We've got 12 to go here. Joe Bush out of Boone, Iowa. Fear the Deer. Come back in here.
So Wayne Lamore's tractor, and obviously Joe Bush and his crew have done a lot of work at their shop on a lot of super farms out from that area, obviously. And at one point in time, they were really kind of starting, and more when Wayne was running here on the Grand National circuit quite regularly. Joe Bush's group was growing and growing and growing exponentially with all the guys that he had seeking opportunities with him. I don't know how many people are still running that configuration these days, but obviously Joe, very knowledgeable, and Wayne Lamore and he, quite the team here when they bring the John Deere out of the state of Iowa.
Yeah, back in the day, you would see Joe, and then the next time you'd see Joe, he was always in a different pit area or working with different people, and then there were more people around him, and then they were doing incredible manufacturing and fabrication. Been around a long time, had a great contribution to the sport. Joe Bush Ag Repair. There, which robs you of some distance.
Well, Holt Strickland obviously in the lead. He's not comfortable by any means at all as he sits there and looks and knows what's coming his way with these last 4 tractors. You have a session winner already this weekend. You have a guy with 4 session wins to his credit, and Josh Blackburn back into the line, the all-time leader in this division with wins. It's certainly not very easy sledding just yet here for the young man from North Carolina who sits in the #1 position. But you do what you do. You drove off in the lead. That's all you really can do.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, your job is finished. There's nothing you can change about it. But, you know, it's always funny because everyone says, oh, people sit back and watch. Nah, they don't. They're standing. They're pacing. They're looking.
Yeah, here's what you ought to do. Here's what you think you need to do. Well, you make that decision and you stand by it. Cuba City, Wisconsin, Josh Blackburn.
See, a run like that, the front wheels are up like that, and they carry it that distance. Nice.
He did a great job driving that tractor on his starting line, too. He was waiting just a little bit. We talked about that finesse and the patience, and he got it hooked.
And he takes the lead, too, with a 344, 540. 344, 540. So the last 3 have been progressively further down the track, starting with Aaron Hall. Then Holt Strickland. Now Josh. Now what do we got left? We've got 3 tough contenders as well. The Rutten Deer 2, the Out of Time, and then there's the Bullet out of Pennsylvania.
And I think the Bullet's about ready to end up farther down the track. They're chasing stuff, doing different things. They're looking at the combinations, but I think they're just right around the corner from popping off a good run. Hot wire on the Super Farm side, West Salem, Wisconsin, Kyle Larson. Joe Bush, Fear of the Deer, 331 and 9. 331 and 9. That'll put him in 5th spot right now. But the Budweiser Dairyland Super Nationals would like to say thank you to Gross Motors Auto Group, full-service GM dealer, serving Central Wisconsin auto needs since 1956. Thanks for all that you do. If you're in the market for a new automobile or truck, check out the folks from Gross Motors. Green flag is out. This 1066, the hot wire, West Salem, Wisconsin. Don't even have to talk about that.
Nope.
There is so much pressure, so much power built up, and it's not just in one spot in the tractor.
So he reached down immediately and shut it off.
He is done, so we'll get a measurable pull there, so he'll be included in the stats.
Boy, I hate to hear that.
Yep. The only thing he's going to be able to point to in the record book is that he went 5 feet and 7. Oh, 5 feet point 1. 5 feet 1.
Yeah, you heard that snap, and he hit the key. Right now, we're done. We know that.
Yeah.
But he knew exactly, he knew instinctively what that meant. And yeah, we have tow tractor coming in for him. The Rutten Deer 2 belongs in Waukon, Iowa. Zane Daly, the driver, bringing that out here to play with us in the dirt, Monroe County.
He was your winner.
Right?
He was your winner Thursday night, doing a good job driving the Gansmer family entry here.
But he knows what he's got to do, too, Niles. He knows exactly what he's got to do, and that's go 344 plus.
Well, he's got Blackburn horsepower right there under the hood as well. So obviously Josh had several the other night here in the top group. He and his dad Terry and their crew do a good job.
Yep.
And this is one of those power plants they have worked to put together.
Says he may be a tad short.
He's awfully close. That's within a couple of feet, I'm going to bet. If not right there, one side good or one side bad, but he is very, very close. Holton, he and
it looked a lot
Josh.
different. Miles looked a lot different than all the guys that were ahead of him.
But it's good enough for first place. With a 344.970.
There you go. How about it? How about you, John Deere fans? Let me hear you this afternoon.
Man, nicely done.
Young man's got a shot now at what we'll call the sweep, which last year we did that same thing with Brian Course with HD. He came up and stepped back into this, back into pulling for a little while, doing just some fill-in driving, and did a great job driving the tractor here and swept both events last year. So potential that exists now with Zane Daly driving off in the lead, and we'll find out if that happens as well on the Super Farm side. Here is your Super Farm session winner from yesterday evening. Of course, Gary Schvink coming to the starting line, your defending champion NTPA Grand National Super Farm Competition, the new attitude. And in addition to that, they were also selected as the Top Crew Award winner for this weekend here at Tomah. I talked to the folks this morning about how unique it is to be able to come and not even have to compete yet to be able to have a chance to have an award to go home. That's pretty cool.
That's nice. That's nice.
And what was nice last night, Miles, where you were talking to them, you could see a wife Denise there, and Katie, Amy, Kurt, Ben, and Chrissy, all a big family there. And this guy's pretty unassuming.
Hey, that's exactly right.
He lets the old tractor do the talking. Farmer, excavator, trucking, great guy all the way around. It's the new attitude ride.
Pretty run.
May get the whole group back up here.
Yeah, that's
358.
That's a beautiful pass. A to B.
358.02, your new first place here. That'll kick the Hustler down to second, and into third, the Holy Smokes.
Super Stack opened the class. The last four have gone a little further down the track. Trend that could continue. It will be interesting because Jordan Lustig sits on the last of the passes, so it's possible.
I think we fired our next one. He's coming our way now, and we talked about him. This is just his third time, I believe, in competition.
Yes.
So Thursday night he drove and did a nice job and really drove off the track in the lead and held the lead for a little while with this good running John Deere out of the whole stable. So a quick study, no question about it. I believe he made his debut driving really just about a week, 2 weeks ago, and then obviously come to Tomah, and you've got one lap under your belt. He did a great job driving Thursday, and we'll see what he's learned from those 2 attempts already to come back out here now. But obviously capable John Deere coming your way. John Deere leading on our Budweiser track right now.
Katie would like everyone to know that it's her father-in-law's 55th birthday.
Uh-oh.
So congratulations,
Yes,
Dad.
you betcha.
Oh, his name's Roger Counterman.
Oh.
So, Roger, hope you're enjoying your day here at the show. But more importantly, Katie wanted you to be recognized. So if you're mad, it's Katie's fault.
That's right.
And don't be mad at her.
You're just the messenger, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well,
2 to go here in the Super Stock Open class. We'll wrap it up. Zane has the lead right now. Josh is number 2.
And just so I can remember, guys, many coming on the grandstand side, 4-wheel drives coming on the infield side. That's correct.
Not as healthy a power plant as I have heard in the past. It just didn't sound that. $308, $490, $308 and 49 cents to the right. One more to go.
out of Athens, Wisconsin on the Busch Light Super Farm side, International 1066. Bryce Faulkner coming your way.
Talked about that last night. You can hear that turbocharger whine as it spools up. Very few of the others do you actually get the chance to hear it before it comes down the track.
.860 for Bryce.
Well, we got the silver bullet coming in now. You see Misty go and place the cone and get things ready there as we bring the green Bauer-built sled back. Guys, we also have our brand new Bauer-built constructed case sled that we have here with us. Obviously, we've talked over the weekend, Doc and Alan, about the celebration of Farmall and 100 years. Obviously, we'll continue to do that over the course of this weekend, but a gorgeous sled and new advancements that Mr. Von Bauer brought to this game again. Kind of going to revolutionize things possibly for some of our other classes and how the sled reacts to it.
He's one that does not sit on his laurels either. We're talking Von Bauer here,
No.
always looking for the new and different and the new and improved and what can I do to make it better.
Winner's Circle presentations coming here in front of the Kenny Mack Tower very shortly. We have some Super Farm tractors still being pulled up the hill here, so winding down that class and obviously about to finish on the Super Stock Open side on the Budweiser track. So our top three will be right here for awards presentations. We'll also get to give away our weekend winner for each of those classes here, as we do take a tally of the two total sessions. The lowest number wins, and they, I believe, receive a jacket and a plaque.
Something about a plaque,
Yes,
exactly
indeed.
right. And we did receive word from Trackside Technical that John Strickland's going to bring Galat back and see if there's a problem that they've got dressed up, but it will not count. It will simply be a pass with a sled loaded like it's supposed to be.
Little test run.
Yeah, exactly. We can do that. We have the time. We have the personnel in place more than anything else. Jordan Lustig, 84, Pennsylvania-based Silver Bullet. Lustigs have been very, very supportive of the entire sport for many, many years.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Yep, he says, I'm done. I am done.
It's still running, and we don't need to wound it more.
Right,
I'm guessing
right.
that's going to be his mentality, because he had the option to go ahead and take it back, and our starting line official asked him, and he kind of waved his hands like, no, I think I'm done. So let's give him a tough luck round of applause. That tractor has really been challenging him, and obviously his dad, wife, the family, but that is a good running machine, and once it's on all cylinders and full tilt, it is very, very tough. We're sorry, Jordan. A silver bullet out of 84, Pennsylvania.
Well, they just can't catch a break. I mean, that honestly, they really work hard, and great family, great history here. 10-time national champion.
Yes.
And a lot of that he deserves. You know, he gives a little praise to the folks from Pico for that as well.
50.
On our Super Farm side, we've got Papa's Itch, the John Deere 7630 out of Brownsville, Minnesota. Elliott Breezer coming up.
The way we look at the finish right now is we wait for John Strickland to come out with Galat for a test hook. Zane Deli finishing in the #1 spot with a 3:44.970. Josh Blackburn, the #2 spot with a 3:44.540. Number 3, Old Strickland, 3:41.050. Number 4, Aaron Hall.
Pretty nice looking run. Even better looking
Yeah, it
John
was.
Deere then. 08.7630.
Comes John onto the track now, and this will not be a recorded run other than the fact that we'll give you a distance, but it's not going to count. It is a test hook. It is a, let's see what's wrong with this thing, hook.
Papa's Itch goes 314.46. 314.46. That'll be behind, just behind Christine and Bryce Faulkner. Next up will be Chris Larson, the Gold Digger.
Finish this pass with Galat. We will swap sleds as we get ready for our mini competition. Just back the big sled off, bring the little sled on. It's sitting back there poised, ready to make its arrival on the track, and we'll be ready to go with our mini rod class. Minis numbering 21 this afternoon. 21 of the minis to run. Guess it at about 202, but it sounded about the same as the first pass, just kind of fell off. The engine RPMs just fell off, and not much we could do. We'll swap sleds. We'll be ready to go with the mini rods. We'll go down in front to Kenny Mack Tower for our presentation of the top 3.
Fair Valley Performance started out as a side business, marketing and selling data log, peak performance computerized data acquisition system. Business turned full-time, and the diesel components service was started as well. At an early age, Dennis acquired the passion for tractor pulling and started pulling farm tractors back in '84. And over the years, Dennis and his crew have worked on assisting many truck and tractor pullers. Years of experience, having provided knowledge that allows Fair Valley Performance to assist our customers in many ways. Good luck to all the pullers here this afternoon and tonight for the good folks at Fair Valley Performance. Chris Lawson up next, the Gold Digger, 1970 International 826 Gold Demonstrator. For the Case IH folks. We've got 7 hooks left here, and then we will go 4-wheel drive pulling on pitside track.
That one made me a little nervous. I'm not going to
Made me a
lie
lot
to you.
nervous.
So
A
obviously,
lot
I'm
nervous.
guessing that driver had to have been feeling a little similar out there, unfortunately. How about a tough luck round of applause? That was very, very scary there for a second.
Let IMI Performance take the worry out of your next start. Whether it's your tractor or your Ford, Dodge, or GM pickup, gas or diesel, early or late, that's right, they've designed a high torque starter. Replacement for those old GM 6.2s, 6.5 diesels, and the 12 and 24 volt system. High torque starters, honored to be a sponsor of the Super Farm class. Well, we have a DQ there, 297. 6 left here in this class. Mini rod time over on the Budweiser Grandstand track. Great bit of them here as we kick things off in one of the wildest rides on 2 wheels. Back when I was shooting ESPN truck and tractor pulling television, they said, well, it's right on 2 wheels, but it's got 4. I said, obviously you've not seen an entire mini rod run. Old school, we'll call them the zingers. A whole lot of horsepower to weight ratio. Unbelievable power. And it does affect the handling just a little bit. Test puller coming up here to kick things off. And this is one of those classes where almost the entire rest of the field is going to see what this puller is going to do. Probably this class more than others. Mini rod time.
Jamie Evans is your test hook.
The first of 2 entries there, of course, Coley Singletary and Evans there. We have one from South Carolina, one from North Carolina. They make their way here to run with us this weekend. I've been trying to think about if we had anybody else with a long haul. We had a couple folks from Wyoming we talked about, and obviously the present time, the furthest distance from home that we have found, or I have found, is Mr. Terrio, who will pull in the 4-wheel drive class all the way from Maine.
Super stock side, Cole Bartlett up next out of Marathon, Wisconsin. Just getting started. 85 International 50-88.
Jamie Evans turning his hook down. He's going to come back at the bottom of the class, which is one of the options that the test hooler can exercise. Had the opportunity, I ran into Galat out here behind just a minute ago, and I said, what on earth is going on? It didn't sound that good. He said, we can't get any air. We can't get any air.
In that tractor.
Mm-hmm. In that tractor, you're right.
And I believe that the exhibition pass was not done by John.
No, it was not.
Okay. Because I saw him walking in front of the grandstand
right
here.
here in front of us.
Yeah, I thought, man,
Yep, that's right.
good folks out of North Carolina. Good to have the Strickland family here and folks associated with Earl Wells Racing as well.
The Footloose comes out of Waitsville, out of the Kester stable, of course. We expect that. We expect multiple entries, and they don't disappoint. Adam Kessler's going to be busy this afternoon. He has 3 rides. This is the first. This is the Footloose.
Last year, this session right here, he was the winner in this very tractor, his father's Footloose entry. Carry, of course, the Shell Rotella branding with them everywhere they go. Fantastic ambassador, believes in the product, uses it all the time, and obviously not just in the day-to-day drivers, but this gentleman is a engine builder by profession. Does a tremendous amount of work on these Hemis right here that he relies so heavily on right in front of him.
Right there, boy. Tell you what, you can put him on the high banks right there. Great driver control. These things, as I mentioned, the horsepower to weight can get out of shape in a heartbeat. Then you can start one-wheeling or bouncing back and forth. And Adam right there has got enough in the seat, Miles, where he just kind of said, this is the way we're going to do it. Brought it to a good stop. Had to do a little driving, though.
Exactly. 240, 160. 240 and 16 cents to the right for Adam. You're right. It can get, and it could go wrong in a blink of an eye. Oh. In the blink of an eye, it can get bad.
Yeah, you take a look at the replay here on our NTPApool.com replay board. Did a pretty good job of keeping that one back to normal. Code Red is up next to 1066. Jason Passow has it next out of Galesville, Wisconsin.
$2,050 our weight limit on the minis. 13-inch drawbar, and you wonder why so short. Well, Doc explained it very quickly. The fact that it can get out of hand and out of shape. You want that physics to work in your favor, not against you.
Inch there. Jason getting everything he can onto that ride. $309.870. $309.870 for the Code Red. Andy Keys coming up next, the Blue Bayou. Another hot run in mini rod coming to the line.
Out of Litchfield, Kentucky comes Chase Richardson. 240 and 160. It was Adams' recorded distance. Nothing really to write home about. He's got 2 more chances to put one on the boards in a good shape. But this is Chase, what called the vibrator.
Expect that front end to come up high, and he'll be on his way.
All there is right there.
Right.
That's really kind of been this common stereotypical type pass he's made. Throw it back on the wheelie bars and go as fast and far as you can and see what happens. And he can't really, he talked this morning, he's like, that's what it's going to be. That's just kind of how it is. So is it far enough? You don't know. Will somebody come by it? Maybe so. But that's a good run. Can't complain about it. Like to keep that front end down maybe just a fraction, but
Miles, are they still using kind of the power plant they have been for the last couple of years?
Yeah, they've still been kind of dialing things in, and they've got a few different things kind of working with everything they've got there over in the Richardson camp.
Andy Keys, the Blue Bayou, Ford New Holland, 8560. Burlington, Wisconsin's where they call home. Hey, don't forget, a lot of our competitors here running for a purse check, running for points, many of them running for the pride of being invited to the Enderley Pull-Off. It is Truck and Tractor Pulling's all-star event. And this is the 36th annual pull-off that'll be held in the Urbana County or the Champaign County Fairgrounds in Urbana, Ohio. One day, we take all the best in the nation at NTPA Pulling, Regionals and Grand Nationals, Saturday, September 16th. Go to All-Star Pull or ntpapull.com for details. Nice run. .317.8 for the Blue Bayou. Andy Keys, Mark Schultz on the way next to the Blue Bayou 2.
Carla Pitstolka out of Arlington, South Dakota with one called Working Nights. 3:12 leads the class. 3:12 and change leads the class. See what Carla can do. Carly drifts off to the left-hand portion of the track just a bit. Not out of control, but it could have gone bad. 297 and a quarter. 290 and 725.
Blue Bayou coming up next, the 69 Ford 8000. Mark Schultz doing the wheel here. As we have just a few left here in our Super Farm class. Then it'll be four-wheel drive truck pulling big class. That's going to be here on our Busch Light. Proud support of the American farmer, the pit side track. Beautiful blue Ford tractor. A little different color than what we're used to overall in this class. Of course, the Super Farms, 9,300 pounds, 640 cubic inches. Got to run the original ag type head. One turbocharger, maximum 3-inch inlet and outlet. No intercoolers or aftercoolers allowed. Next year's Budweiser Dairyland Super Nationals will be celebrating the 49th edition. That's June 22nd through the 24th for the 49th season. And of course, 2025, we'll go to the big 5-0. You can always learn more from camping to things happening around the track at TomahTractorPull.com. As Mark Schultz gets ready to play next in this good-looking Ford. That souvenir diesel smoke. Gotta love it about Tomah. .30.5 for the Blue Bayou.
Grandstand side, we see the iron toy of Adam Bauer out of Peyton, Iowa. He leaning on the throttle pretty hard as he comes off of the line trying to beat a 312 that Chase Richardson has in place right now, leading that particular class. Problem with 312.
Nope, that's your new leader right there. No question whatsoever.
Straight line, A to B, boom.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, made it look really, really easy.
And he became the all-time leader in session wins last night with number 17 to his credit. Across 4 divisions, he has won here.
331, 695, 331, 695, a new one.
We're going to come right down here to the Kenny Mack Towers Winner's Circle, and we have our friends from Gashi Electric here with us. And you've got to remember, each year they come not just bearing gifts of sponsorship, but they always bring a pretty cool gift for the pullers that they present awards to. So I'm going to hand the microphone over, let her make her presentation on behalf of Gashi Electric, obviously, then I get to give you some awards as well.
I just want to say who I'm presenting to is 18 years old. And I think that's phenomenal. So I congratulate you on your 3rd place win. And I also want to say we have a shitload of seasoning for you on your awesome run. Good job.
Here's what we're going to do as well. I'm going to give you this quick trip gift card, and then we're going to do this together. You're going to tell me 2 things: what it means to be in Tomah, Wisconsin, who you want to thank. That's the easiest it can be.
I've always wanted to pull here, and I'd like to thank my Mom, Peepaw, Brent, and all the guys at GMS, and my mama and daddy, and thank all the people at Tomah.
See, that's not so bad. We're going to make him a public speaker by the time it's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Out of the state of North Carolina, Holt Strickland and the Galat team here with us this afternoon. They go home number 3. And again, we thank our friends from Gashi Electric from the sponsorship of this class.
Red Resurrection up next. Andy Schultz coming up. Bill and Moose getting set to go to work. And it's 78 minutes for 1486. Andy Schultz, Red Resurrection goes 321.335. That'll put him in about 10th place. Casey Fritz, the Twisted Deer, will be up.
Grandstand side, Chase Richardson with his 2nd ride of the afternoon. This one's called Very Little Sanity. I wonder about the sanity of any of these drivers in the mini rods.
Yeah, mini rods.
Whew. Man.
Back in the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit days, I used to have editors that would fight over the editing of the mini rod class.
Really?
You guys have never seen trucks track pulling for it. They would fight. They would literally, can I do the minis? Can I do them zinger things? Them zinger ones?
Zinger one, okay. The smallest class that NTPA competition offers.
You're right, that it is. But boy, is it a power pack,
yes.
potent pack.
Well, Brad Corporal put a little bit of tune-up on there this morning. We talked a little bit last night. That is Brian McDonald's entry. He is not here. He is back home in Maryland farming. And we miss you, buddy. We wish you were here with us. But Chase is doing a good job wheeling your tractor.
Yeah. Twisted Deer up next on the Super Farm side. And for those of you wondering where that tractor out of Dyersville, Iowa is the Binder Express. Dan Schultz has said we're going to scratch for the class this time around. So we've got one hook left in our Super Farm class. And again, our thanks to Enhanced Performance at IMI. You're going to fire up your old Ford or perhaps the Minneapolis Moline, Alice Chalmers to till the back 40. Keep high torque starters in mind. They've got your starter replacement. You can give them a call at 888-244-8675. High torque starters, good folks from IMI Performance helping with our Super Farm class.
You know, it's one of those things that's a little tough to find. Some of these older vehicles, you can't find the replacement starters, but somebody that specializes in that, they have access.
And they got starters for your boat, too.
Your boat, not mine.
Yeah. Coming to play here in the Twisted Deer. Casey, that farmer out of Boscobel, Wisconsin.
And we will come back down to the winner's circle here. Our friends from Gashi Electric is going to make the presentation to number 2 here in our Super Stock Open division. And that, of course, is Josh Blackburn, the Blackburn family here with us in full force after number 2.
Well, on behalf of Gashi Electric, I would like to present to the white of this amazing team, second place. Good job, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot. This show couldn't have turned out any better. Zane and I were pretty close at the end of the track there. I love pulling with these guys. I got to thank Bob Gansmer. He actually gave me my first shot at pulling a deer, and he's doing the same for Zane. He's a good mentor and teacher. I got to thank my dad, all these people behind me. I also got to thank Larry Profab. We broke a transmission in our other tractor. He helped us get some parts. We went over to Baldwin to his shop, got what we needed, and got back on the track. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I also have $75 to present you from our friends at Quick Trip. We want to tell you again, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Here's how they finished in our Super Farm class. In 5th, Denny Jacoby, the Black Stallion. 4th, the Hooterville Hustler. In 3rd, Steve Yagi, the Holy Smokes, who went 344 and 4. The Hustler, 350.7. That's second.
National competition in 2023. Can't be too bad whatsoever with the new ride, the Pretty Wicked Mini of Renee Theobald.
327, 345. Not many classes have a mother-son combination. We have that in this particular class. Grant will be up here in just a bit, but usually it's fathers and sons, etc. No, mom's doing the driving on this one. 327, 345 puts her in 3rd place. Class of 21 of our minis to run here this afternoon. We're a third of the way through that particular class. Don't forget our 50-50 drawing. We need to clear the infield track, please. We need to clear the infield track. As in now? As in soon?
They're just like my kids, Alan.
Just a bunch of kids out there
Just
playing
like
in the
my
sandbox.
Kids. Just like my kids. Time for dinner. Come on in. They just
When?
don't come in.
When? Now, guys.
Yes, sir. We're going to bring our Rutten Deer team right up here on the stage as well. A pretty good weekend for Zane Daly and his team, Mr. Bob Gansmer. And we bring all those folks in here really shortly for our presentation of the Super Stock Open class winner here this afternoon.
Class of 33 on the infield side, starting with the bucket list. Number 1 off of the line. Very solid pass the last time we saw this one onto the track. But it's a whole new track and a whole new day. Graybull of Wyoming with a happy day.
Bucket list ride. He'll have the opportunity to take that or drop back. I don't know. We'll find out.
What are you going to do, Doc? What do you do?
Pretty good hook.
He did a good job. He's been doing a great job. He drove off the track the other night in the lead and held the lead until his dad went by him.
3:36 and 9. Looked like a pretty stout pull.
Everybody look out here, take a real quick picture. Smile pretty. And then we're going to go ahead and talk to Zane here. This is the Gashi Electric Superstock Open Awards stage. And we're going to pass this microphone off for our presentation. But Zane, let her talk to you first just to tell thanks and everything. And then you and I will talk. We're going to spend some time here because you had a really good weekend in Tomah.
He did. And I'm standing with someone who is 21 years old. So I will say, for your first place win, there's some badass shit seasoning. And here is your first place. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, on behalf of our friends here at Quick Trip, I have a $100 gift card for you. I also have our cooler from our friends at Budweiser. And I'll let somebody else hold the Hot Shot secret. Here, Bob, you can hold that for me. Thank you so much. Now, congratulations. Pretty awesome weekend. You have just not only won one session, but you swept the weekend. That's got to mean a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty unreal. Somebody would have told me I would have done that. I never would have believed them. So
Who do you want to thank?
I got to thank Bob and Bonnie Gansmer for letting me drive that tractor. And I got to thank Josh, Terry, and Brandon Block at Blackburn Racing Components. They do a great job. And Bob Schmidt, he comes with and helps us. And everybody else that comes around and helps us out. That really means a lot.
Absolutely. Well, folks, let's give him a nice round of applause. We're going to ask your team to stay right here. And we're also going to have another presentation here for you very, very shortly. He is based in Iowa. The tractor's, of course, in Wisconsin. Let's give him again a nice round of applause. The Superstock Open weekend winner and session winner, Mr. Zane Daly, out with the Rutten Deer 2.
Carolina Night Train 2 out of Tar Heel, North Carolina. Cody Singletary in the driver's seat. Tells me that something very close to the drive line in the power unit let go on us. 284.
All right,
29.
we'll come right back down here, Alan. And these guys, they make life easy on me because my math skills don't have to be challenged, but 1 and 1 equals 2. And because of that, sir, it's my honor to present you on behalf of Murray's on Main. You are the weekend winner, the points winner, the points champion for this weekend right here in Tomah. Congrats.
Thanks a lot.
Folks, let's give him a nice round of applause. He is your winner, Rutten Deer 2. They are taking home the win, and very nice points weekend here in the Superstock Open Division.
Well, let's bring you up to date on the four-wheel drive side. Ike Zering in the bucket list, 336.9 as the test puller. He's going to keep that hook. Rick Johnson right now, the bad bow tie out of Wyoming, Powell, Wyoming. It's an 02 Chevy Silverado. And every time I see this guy, I got to remember his dad. His dad ran all over around the old rig. And he's involved, Rick is, and the family's been involved in the oil and water service business out there in Wyoming. Always made a long trip. Whenever you saw his dad, you'd go, yep, all the way from Powell, huh? Yep, things are going all right in Powell, you know. I can leave now, come pulling. Then a lot of times, I believe, just by himself coming out there, too. Not, you know, no Goonies with him or anything else, but having a great time. I remember his dad always with a smile on his face and a unique-looking truck, the old rig. Rick Johnson, when he can, it's a long way to Powell, Wyoming. But he comes out and continues to pull in honor of his dad. The bad bow tie coming up. Rick Johnson out of Powell, Wyoming. Leads the class. .324 and 1. 324 and 1 for the bad bow tie.
Christopher Burnett, Taylor, Wisconsin's Little Disaster, lining up, leading the class 331, 695. Adam Bauer, 331, 695.
Ooh, maybe not.
Maybe not. He shut things off.
I bet he'll drop and try to come back and look things over there.
Miles had mentioned Murray's on Main, fine dining restaurant downtown Tomah. Casual atmosphere, what great food, spacious bar that complements the restaurant at all. Located in the old TP restaurant building on Main Street. Great variety, great Friday night fish and prime rib and so much more. Stop by and see me before you leave this weekend. It's Murray's on Main. Oh, and I mentioned that the raffles, the 50-50 raffles, it's $700 right now.
Right. You did.
Hopefully they gave away Fridays. It's $1,100 bucks. The blue ticket.
Chris Burnett's going to drop 6, exercising an option. He will come back with 1, count of 1 attempt.
Extreme Whiplash on the way, a 71 Ford F-250. Darren Leffel behind the wheel. Uh-oh, look at this. Gonna spot that four-wheel drive truck really hugging this sideline.
Ooh, we know how dangerous that dance is.
Yeah, that white chocolate at about 250 to 300 comes up really quick.
Yes.
They may be doing a little cross-track effort right here. We'll see.
That could be, yes. We've seen that done and successfully, too.
Doc and Allen. We're going to come back down here in front of the Kenny Mack Tower, right here in our winner's circle. This is the Fair Valley Performance sponsored Super Farm tractor class this afternoon, and I have Dennis here with me. Dennis is going to make our presentation to number 1 here this afternoon as he sweeps the weekend, the new Attitude National. Goes Gary Schvink.
Gary, I'm honored to be able to sponsor the class to almost a neighbor, I guess, if you will. We appreciate the work you've done with us. You had a great run, a two-peat for Tomah. That's awesome. Not many people have done that. So on behalf of Fair Valley Performance in Sauk City, Wisconsin, we congratulate you and your team for the first place win in the Super Farm division today.
All right, thank you very much, Dennis and Fair Valley, for all the stuff they do for thousands of competitors all over. And, of course, thank you to the Dairyland Super Nationals here, Budweiser, the whole crew, obviously the ones out there on the track, all the NTPA, and also the other thing I have is some great friends and acquaintances we've met in pulling that also are part of my team, and I consider them that. I got to thank Mark Kelsey, his wife, for actually making it possible for me to do the run today. And then also Dan Schulte, he had some tough luck, and I feel real bad for him. But he's also one that convinced me to run this circuit, and I'm glad he did. And Deb, obviously my son at home, and other people that are doing work back there that are not here. But thank everybody that's involved, and I sure enjoy it. And I love Tomah.
I also get to give you a $100 gift card. I get to give you a $100 gift card to Quick Trip. I get to give you a cooler from our friends at Budweiser. I get to give you some Hot Shot secrets, Dan. And certainly we're going to take one more picture, and I don't want you to go anywhere because we're going to change the sign, and I got to present you one more award.
Too late now. We'll bring up the Foolish Farmer, Mike Menke out of Arlington, Wisconsin. 79 Ford, farmer by trade, 4-time regional champion, Wisconsin Tractor Puller Association champion, 3-time Tomah Grand National winner. So the Foolish Farmer is up and ready to go. Farmer.
We come back here for one more presentation on behalf of Magnum Radio. Gary, it's my honor to get to tell you that you swept the weekend, and that makes you the points champion award winner here at Tomah. Again, congratulations.
Wow. This has just been phenomenal, actually. I just, for once, I'm probably going to be speechless, all right? But thank all the people that show up to support pulling in general. Without you people in the stands and everybody that comes here to volunteer and work, and even you guys from NTPA that come here and do your thing very well, I might add. And once again, thank you to everybody. We really appreciate it.
Let's give them a nice round of applause, folks.
Driver out of Litchfield. Adam Kester's distance at 300.080. This pass, CJ's number 306.845.
Hey, for a limited time, your Case IH dealer has got disc mower, conditioners, balers, no money down, no interest for 60 months. Ease of operation. Case IH hay tools deliver lots of flexibility. They also have specialty utility and all-purpose tractors. Same deal there, no money down, no interest for 60 days. And they've got a great line there. You need to see your local Case IH dealer. And while you're at it, if you need tillage equipment, their entire tillage organization, take advantage of select new Case IH tillage equipment with a 3.5% for 36 months, 12 months interest waiver. Case IH tillage can help your farm boost your yield potential. Again, stop by your Case IH dealer to get details on those very attractive offers. Taylor Course up next out of Mineral Bluff, Georgia, in the tailor-made 2015 Ford Ranger. College student out here. A couple of years of pulling on a good-looking tailor-made ride. So good to have all the Corsa Motorsport folks that are here for the weekend. Nice little trip up from Georgia.
Still getting some laps under her belt by all means. Last year, obviously, the first full season run in the Grand National Circuit. We come back down here to the winner's circle now, and our friends from Fair Valley Performance, this presenting sponsor of our Super Farm class. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Dennis, and he will make the presentation to Jeff Martine, who is your number 2 guy today with the Hustler.
Jeff, on behalf of Fair Valley Performance in Sauk City, Wisconsin, we would like to congratulate you and your team for the 2nd place finish in the Super Farm division. Another Wisconsinite taking home a prize, and we enjoy that, and we appreciate all the business that you provided us over the years and your customers as well. So congratulations.
I also get to present you with $75 from our friends at Quick Trip. Congrats as well. What a good day.
I want to thank everybody, and it's been a long time coming for me to get up this far and get up here.
Talked about earlier.
Yeah, he tried to ride that first one. Unfortunately, it was the second one that really threw us off kilter there.
Thanks for everybody to coming out. Thanks to the Fair Board to having us here. Thanks my wife, my granddaughter, my family, and it's been a long time coming to get here, so I guess I'm just happy to be up here.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Number 2 in our Fair Valley Performance Super Farm division today, Jeff Martine with the Hustler International in 66.
Logan's distance 186.850. The Fallout machine 186.850. Bring up Adam Kester. 2nd ride of the afternoon. Third ride of the afternoon. So I've seen him twice. This is number 3 for Adam Kester. This is the Walk the Line. The Beast of Burden at 300.08. And the original Footloose at 240.16. Lots of room for
let's play a little trivia game.
Okay.
What was his tractor called when he came out with the very first Mini for Adam to drive?
You tell me, I'll know. I'll go, yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. I'll give you a little hint. Prior to him being a really phenomenal engine builder, he was a college baseball player. Double Play was the name.
Double Play,
the name of that tractor before he came out. Then, of course, obviously, it became Beast of Burden. Then we built Walk the Line. Walk the Line was an R&D kind of tractor.
Right.
And then it took off and put itself in a points race right off the bat. and it was no longer an R&D tractor.
R&D worked real well.
And so that 3-tractor team, all of course with different different song titles that you might think of: Walk the Line, Beast of Burden, and Footloose, obviously. And we get ready to, we're going to run at them, and then we'll make our presentation here. The Fair Valley Performance Super Farm afternoon session.
His second ride better than his first. We'll see if the third is better than the first and second. Significantly so.
We'll come right back down here again in front of the Kenny Mack Tower. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Dennis from Fair Valley Performance. He'll make our presentation to number 3.
Steve, first of all, thank you for the inspirational speech at the beginning of the poll. Honestly, that was very touching, I think, for me and for everybody here. And I think those are the things that mean the most in life. And we appreciate being here as well as you. But on behalf of Fair Valley Performance in Sauk City, Wisconsin, we would like to congratulate you for the 3rd place finish in the Super Farm class this afternoon.
Well, thank you, and yeah, I just appreciate the compliments on the prayer, and I think this whole community of motorsports and pulling is, we all believe in the same thing. We believe in old school America, we believe in God, we believe in our country, and the way things used to be. So I won't go into a sermon, I'm sorry, but I need to thank, you know, Mike Connie from Mack Trailer got me involved. I used to be a pit crew on the tractor I'm driving now, so, and it started here at Tomah, so God bless Tomah. I love this place. Holy cuts. And I got to take Kevin Lindstrom's up here with me, Hyper Harvester. Yeah, red, green, I know. And, you know, he's been so much help. He spotted the sled for us tonight. Well, anyway, I've got about 20 minutes left of my speech here, so I do have to thank my buddy here, Clint Brown. He runs our truck shop back home. He's been pulling his whole life, and he's helped significantly with our tractor. He works his guts out on this, and time and sacrifice, as you all know, in this sport is over the top. So, again, thank my family, too. Thank God for everything good that happens in my life. God bless you, fans. It's really cool to see you out here and making Tomah one of the biggest events in the United States. God bless the Tomah community, too. It's so awesome for having us here. Thank you.
Here is also a gift card from our friends at Quick Trip. We appreciate it again, sir. Congrats.
Yeah, well, thank you for all the sponsors again, and thank you for Quick Trip. We've got enough gas to get home, compliments of you, so yeah. God bless you guys. Thank you.
Folks, this gracious winner, he's number 3 here with us today, Mr.
Hey, let's bring you up to date on the four-wheel drive side. Rule number 19, 342.44, 342.4, your new number 1 in the class.
And just so you know, the other night when he drove off the track, he went to the front in front of Ike. Now, we did put some between him, but Ike sat at 336, 995, and Jake has just taken the lead again, and that is potentially 4 in a row. He's run 3 times here consecutively. He won last year, swept the weekend with us in the four-wheel drive, and right now after Thursday night, he won again. So that is a tough running, very dialed in truck. Now, this gentleman coming to the line here next, I believe with this Thunderstruck entry, and the Bush family, they of course were here last year in that podium finish as well.
Keith Horst with a 313.63. 313.63 on the vehicle that was his dad's. That was Denny's Red Fox.
Now
because
entering.
Keith drove another red fox. That was the second one.
And Denny ranks up there in the all-time archives of our mini division, as he has certainly been very, very successful. You go back and let's talk a little bit about these minis and just how tough it's been to make it and break into the top of this rankings of all time. Rick Peters with 10 wins all time here. Denny Horst with 7 wins all time. Phil Fairbanks with 6. Robert Lenzini, Jim Brockman, Glenn Gunther, Dwayne Hoffman, Johnny Mello, Scott Walker, Lee Swift, all with 3. 35 different winners, 1977 to now in the mini division, 82 sessions. Also have Bruce Slaw and Ken Beanie with multiple wins in there as well. 6 or so collectively between both of them. 6
Mason City, Iowa. 04 Chevy Colorado.
I hope we didn't hurt maybe that power plant a little bit. That made a little bit of a sound at the end, but certainly get ready to bring our next competitor out. And I think we were out just a little while ago. Took a bit of a rough ride and dropped 6 maybe.
Correct. Chris Burnett with a little disaster. This is a one opportunity.
Certainly, that's one of those aspects. It's hard to get everything in line and trying to get new configurations, apply horsepower to the ground. We talked about that all weekend long, so we'll see what Chris learns from that first attempt as he comes out with a little disaster now.
Tough break for Jamie.
Definitely. Still had to wait quite a bit there on the starting line before you really got on the throttle. Unfortunately, about 75 to 100 feet before he really fully called on the Hemi. But an A to B lap, get some data, dial everything in, and come back a little bit better for your next event. And certainly that's what they can do here.
Miles, well, you were right spot on as you look back on the Busch Light track. The Thunderstruck has shed a little aluminum right there. So our track crew will get on that. So it's the person right behind him is not going to have to deal with that. But yeah, something a little catastrophic there as we can see the aluminum shining right in front of that case.
Yeah, that might be. We've got a whole bunch of shrapnel down there. It might be a piston even, or a portion of it. You don't see that very often in the four-wheel drive side of things by any means. You do quite a bit, you know, in a two-wheel drive or a mod. It's not uncommon, but don't see it as often in the four-wheel drive side. We'll see if we can't get you a little bit update.
Yeah, is that George Piston? Is that the guy that invented the piston?
I think you're right, yes. No, I heard trackside technical going, we're going to have to do a little chicken picking.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we got.
That means you get down to the fine picking right there. Don't get left stranded. O'Reilly Auto Parts carries everything you need for your repairs at a great price. They'll test your battery, alternator, and check engine light, and so much more. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. A long-time supporter of NTPA, just about 30 plus years. Don't forget to pick up your Hot Shots Secrets free sample of everyday diesel treatment. And to you pollers that are here, if you've not been over to the Hot Shots Secrets yet this weekend, I think you've got a card just redeemed for some of their great products. That everyday diesel treatment treats 100 gallons of diesel fuel, guaranteed to increase horsepower. They can make that statement because it's true.
Interesting. They spent a lot of time a lot further down the track digging than I thought they were going to have to. So that one was coming apart long before it came to a stop.
Had a guy that I used to follow in when I was doing drag racing, that an engine builder, he would say, well, you want him to take it right to the edge and blow it up. I'm like, yes, you can sell him a new engine. He goes, no, so we can make the next engine I build for him better. Got to find those weak spots for what they did possibly wrong. Sometimes it's just a little fuel mixture or something that could come back in here, but he always wanted to find the weak spot. I always tease, you just want to sell more engines, because I can guarantee you the next engine I sell is going to be better than the one I sold you before.
Troy Art out of Sauk City, Iowa, the back and black.
Thanks to B&B Electric, full service electrical contractor.
Nice solid pass for Troy. .317 and 66. Good enough for a number 5 spot right now. Your top 3 are Adam Bauer, Chase Richardson, and Renee Theobald. 1, 2, 3.
Green flag is out for Ben Ellis out of Champlain, Virginia. 2008 Chevy. That time, old Ben Ellis has figured out, pretty sly dog from up there in Virginia, kind of figured out exactly what needed to happen there. .343.1. 343.1. There's your new leader right there. Yep, he figured it out. That'll drop the Zarings back to 2 and 3 in this class. I thought that was going to stand, but you just never know. Hannah Mangan on the way next to the Bounty Hunter on her 4-wheel drive side.
We go back to the Theobald stable in Many Rods. This is son Grant. Renee sits in the number 3 spot right now. Interestingly enough, our 5th, 6th, and 7th hooks were increasingly less because Adam took the lead in the number 5 hook. Chase Richard, the next one in number 2, and then number 3 was Renee. So now as we get down to through there 17 or about 10 hooks later, Son comes on board. So we'll see what happens. See what kind of information has been exchanged. What do you need to do, Grant? Here's what you need to do, I think. And Mom's been down the track, so she would know. Dad's out to line him up. Mom's on the sidelines. Brother heads down the other sideline. Family affair all the way around. Every one of this member of this family is a competitor, and a good
How come Mom has to run to the end?
Yeah, it was
and
gonna
both
ask.
sons are just walking around.
And the other son is driving, you know.
That's true. Yeah, I guess you're right. Dad's backing him in. Mom's going down there to knock the top end.
You talk about intensity. I know Doug's pretty fired up, and Renee has some intensity, but this young man in the seat, he's the one with the fire, and he has no problem whatsoever telling his mom, his dad, his brother, anybody that'll listen, what he thinks is going to happen here, what's going on. He's a student at Purdue University, and certainly has done a phenomenal job wheeling this Mini. Last year, number 2 in the points at the end of the season in his rookie year in the Mini division.
Indeed.
Said, no, this does not feel good. Something he's not happy with. He's going to step out of it. Grant
that's pretty similar to what we saw Adam Kester do at the very beginning, where he was almost spinning one tire, spinning the other tire there, and kind of sashaying back and forth. As you guys kind of even remarked that Adam looked like a dirt track Saturday night type of scenario there at the beginning. Kind of similar there for Grant. That first 100 and 150 feet, and that kind of really threw everything just out of balance. A lot of times we see it, it makes it look way too easy when you just hit the throttle, the front end lifts, and you're off.
Exactly right.
Four-wheel drive time. Goodhue, Minnesota, the home of the bounty hunter. Anna Manga coming up. She's a donkey farmer by trade. Bring up the old bounty hunter, looking real nice.
Well, just a young lady here, just going to be a junior in high school, and watchful eye of Sis. You see over here, we've got Abby with us now, and then Dad, of course, going to back her in. Dad's entry will be out just a little bit later.
Right.
He has won here 3 times to his credit, but this is obviously the truck that the girls have been piloting, and this is just going to be attempt number 3 or 4, I believe, for her behind the wheel of this Chevrolet, and things didn't quite go like she hoped Thursday night. Hopefully today just a little bit easier, get that rear to set better for her, and she can put the power out front.
Grant's got his head socket helmet off, making his way off of the track under power. Give Grant Theobald a little round of applause. Kid's got a long ways to go, but he's come so far, and I love to watch him run.
And brother towing off brother off the line right there.
Yes, right. Again, family affair.
That would make Kenny Mack a very happy man. When you see that family getting together and coming here to Tomah in Wisconsin, the home of cheese and cold beer, indeed. Hey, our thanks to Angry Farmer. They welcome you to Tomah. Their products are born from the oil fields and the farm world, and strong survive. The oil penetrating spray surpasses the expectations of all customers. They are exceeding expectations. Your satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Angry Farmer products are penetrating spray that loosens, protects, breaks free frozen parts, lubricates, automotive material, ag use, you name it. They've got it. Made in the USA. Stop by and see them over the manufacturer's Midway. That's Angry Farmer products.
Allie Callender back again right now out of Newcastle.
Just when she needed to back out of it like it hurt.
Hurricane Hallie out of Newcastle, Indiana.
Four-wheel drive repeat distance, please. Four-wheel drive repeat distance, please.
Put her at number 6, it looks like, on the board there, Doc. Pretty good. She's got to be happy. 326.795, and that can't, that's good.
Four-wheel drive distance, please. Four-wheel drive distance, please. $326,795 for the bounty hunter.
Allie's distance at 320, 335, 320. 33 and 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 left to go in our minis.
Superstock diesel trucks to follow on the grandstand side. So we get done with our mini class. We'll have our top 3 over here for awards presentation right in front of the Kenny Mack Tower. Remember, of course, that Superstock diesel trucks coming in next. Last night's winner, Nick Gillette. He picked up his first Grand National win here, Tomah, Wisconsin.
Here's how they're stacking up on the four-wheel drive side. Ike Zering in third, Jake Zering in second, and Ben Ellis in number 1.
Yeah, so Ben takes away that opportunity of what would have been a 4-peat here, or four consecutive session wins for Jake Zering.
He's got one more of the Fatheads Eyewear ride coming up a little bit later on in this class. Seth Davis, Jefferson, Wisconsin, the backfired ride, an 03 Chevrolet Silverado. About 6 years here.
Four-wheel drive started here in 1978. We ran a 5500 and a 6500. 1983 there again, and ran once there with Gary Saline doing the winning. The Holman brothers are your all-time leaders in this division. Their first win, 1988 with the four-play. They have 14 wins to their credit. 72 total sessions, 35 different winners. Most recently, Jake Zering, of course, swept in 2022, added a win Thursday night. That gives him 3 and ranks him tied for number 3 all-time with Mark Mangan, Mike Menke, Ralph Sick, and Ed Wandler. Terry Hagedorn had 4 here out of Thompson, Missouri, and, of course, your Holman brothers leading the way in the four-wheel drive class.
The old Budweiser Bandit out of Canada, Ed Wandler. Never a dull moment here at Tomah.
3 session wins. 3 session wins here with that old Budweiser machine.
Grandpa's Disaster back again on the Budweiser side out of Denmark, Wisconsin. Brian Guza in the driver's seat. Brian's a nuclear power plant engineer. Shaking up our top 5.
Absolutely did. No question about that. He's in the hunt. That is a very, very nice run.
For Seth Davis, 329 and 9. That'll put him in the top 5. 329 and 9. DJ Sullivan out of Farley, Iowa, gets the ride as Simon says.
He went right on by that leader cone, did he not, Alan?
Yes, he did. 331 and 9. Takes it right on out there. 331 and 6 was Adam Bauer's station for a long time. So that moves everybody down. He's now the new number 1.
Pretty interesting there.
Yes.
The theory of what I would have thought, I would have said he wasn't quite in that throttle quick enough. But my goodness, he made a believer out of me down here as he got more ground speed. The front end stayed up beautifully. What a nice pass.
You know, Miles, we've talked an awful lot about the Simon family and what number of vehicles they brought here. This right now on the track is just a great, great, great piece. Now, TJ Sullivan's got the ride here. The original Simon says, not many of you know, but back in the day, Steve Olson, Roger Simon would run this four-wheel drive truck. And a lot of times, Roger would handle the two-wheel drive capabilities, while Steve Olson, engine builder and good friend of the Simons, would have the four-wheel drive truck. So it had great success back in the day.
Just so you know, DJ's son Kyle, who has done a lot of this work on this truck as well, is in the seat.
Kyle, yep, thank you.
Top 5 the other night, top 5 at Farmall.
tribute to the Roger Simon, who did so much here in Tomah.
RJ loves to buy stuff.
Retro.
And obviously he said he found a Sonny's on Marketplace.
Oh my God. I remember that. I remember that truck back in the day. Hey, and Miles, you may know the answer to this. They had a semi that was named. It didn't pull in competition, but it took all this stuff around.
It's here. On the grounds.
The old semi?
Parked over there.
What's the name of it? I mean, it was just a showpiece back in the day. It would turn heads back when semi-truck trailers weren't doing that. Roger grew up with that big bad boy.
It's called the Sleepless Night. It's a 1987 K100 Kenworth cab over.
Doggone it.
And it's over there, am I not right? It's right.
Yep, it's over there. I drove it up here on Wednesday. It was a hot day. Let's put it that way.
It's over there. I saw it last night.
Unbelievable. I haven't thought about that truck in 100 years, but that was something. Stop by. That's the great thing about NTPA pulling. Our pits are open. As a matter of fact, you can tour the pits here and not really see the pull.
Exactly. You can hear everything you need to hear.
318, not bad. Not bad for Kyle Sullivan.
Bill Leishner's locked on now on the grandstand side out of Eldon, Illinois with a Bobcat Jr.
Multiple drivers of this tractor over the last several years, of course, and the Boer family.
3:04 and 16 cents to the right for Bill Leishner. 3:04 and 16.
Coming up, the Totally Hooked ride here on our Busch Light, proud supporter of American Farmers Track, the pit side track, if you will.
Coming up on the mini rod side, the man that I think I have to say probably one of my favorite drivers of the mini rods, and that's Rick Peters. Rick has always got a story about everything involving mini rods. He's retired, or he says he's going to, for like 20-some years. He never has, but he's always got a story of why he can't. Got things to do. I need to do this next year. So he comes back again. Rick Peters is out of Thornville, Ohio, driving the Buckeye Special, and has for a long time. Probably, if I were to pick, and I've been asked before, who's your favorite driver? Well, in the mini rods, there's a lot of people that I classify as on the friend side of things, but as far as my favorite, sorry, Rick, you're my favorite driver. I'm still working on the name, though, Miles, that you want me to come up with. I'll have it before the break.
Well, that's fine. There's absolutely you're totally entitled to put whatever you want together.
Yeah, that's right.
That's there's a whole theory of them. As I said, my brother has always had a really good one. I'm not going to share it because I want him to keep it.
Yeah,
if he ever has his
copyrighted, yes.
Yeah, if he ever has his John Deere out here in competition, then that has to be the name of it. There's no doubt.
Rick Peters, Buckeye Special, leaving 2 left to run. Rick.
Cat just doing a very nice job. 29 years of pulling under his belt.
He was in the top 3 with us on Thursday night, right here in 3rd place in a very, very deep class. You think about Jake Zering and Carmen Foster.
339.5 for the totally hooked ride. 339 and 5. That'd be third place right now.
That's where he was the other night. So Jake Zering is number 2, and number 1, Mr. Ben Ellis.
302, 530 for Rick. 302, 53 cents to the right.
NTPA is proud to be one of the longest running weekly motorsport programs in the history of motorsport television. 19th season coming up. NTPA Championship Pulling presented by Case IH will start a brand new season on August 29th. That's a Tuesday night. And of course you can see NTPA Pulling on Tuesday nights and on Friday night, Monday morning. Look for Tomah episodes to be probably in early October. We've got a couple of new surprises to bring out there as we start our 19th season of NTPA Championship Pulling presented by Case IH. And again, RFD TV, Rural America's most important network, featuring Rural America's most exciting motorsport. Fort Kent, Maine, the ground pounder coming up.
23 hours, 59 minutes is what my GPS says
man.
from home. 23 hours, 59 minutes, about 1,800 miles, roughly, give or take. And he came all the way here to play with us in Tomah, and unfortunately had a rough ride on Thursday. And I believe when he was here with us last year even, he had a pretty rough go. So we hope that Mr. Steve can make it right on down the track here with this F-150 coming our way, known as the ground pounder.
Yep, Steve Theriault, Fort Kent, Maine. Business owner there, has been a port champion in the northern Maine and also in that part of the United States. He's got many ribbons and trophies from his 33 years of pulling. Glad to have him here. Steve Theriault, the ground pounder, 2020 Ford Raptor body.
I used to have a Chicago Cub that was one of my favorite players on the Cubs team. His last name was Theriault. Bring him now to the starting line, and it's going to be, you need a whale of a pass to get down there, get past Ben Ellis, get into that top 3, and mix it up with Jake Zering and Lawrence Line as well.
Saw the smoke start to drift out over the right front tire.
That white smoke is not good. Not typically a good thing for us.
Nope.
287 and 7. 287 and 7 for Steve Theriault. Yeah, you start to bounce there in a four-wheel drive class. Well, that class has changed weight distribution-wise a lot. One of Wisconsin's very own Bud Jaskey and his son Steve brought out the ultralight frame. You could literally push the back of the vehicle with one hand and not exert very much pressure to do it. And the thought there was the engine's out front. That's where a lot of weight is. One person could pick up the rear of the truck.
Exactly. Last one of our minis, and that's Jamie Edmonds. Remember, we saw him first. He exercised his option. He said, I'm going to the bottom of the class. Gave him the opportunity to watch everybody else run, and he has all of that knowledge to play with. He knows what it's going to take. It's going to take 332 to win this one. 331 and 9. Ben Goose is sitting on top right now. Adam Bauer with a 331 and 6. Chase Richardson with a 327, 385. Renee Theobald with a 327, 345. Adam Kester with a 3:20 and 8.
Well, that ought to shake our top 5 up, I'm going to say. I don't know if we got to that leader cone or top 3 even, but pretty close. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm short.
Yep, 3:16 and 7. 3:16 and 7. So the top 5, or as I gave them to you, Brian Guzza in number 1. Number 2 is Adam Bauer. Number 3 is Chase Richardson. Renee Theobald in 4. And number 5, Adam Kester.
We go from the let me see here. We go from the Bounty Hunter, the first banking truck, 3:26 and 7. That's an A spot. Mark Mankin comes out of the Goodhue, Minnesota, the Outlaw, that 2015 Chevy 3500. Mark, a mechanic and farmer, done pretty darn well in our 4-wheel drive class. So we'll see right now that team truck sits at number 8. Mark's had an opportunity to see what everyone's going to do, and let's see what his combination will bring us.
That is a good run. I don't think he could change anything about that whatsoever.
Pretty good hook right there. The Outlaw 3:42 and 3. But right now in 3rd place. So 8 and 3 here, that's not too bad. Put both of your team trucks in the top 10. Our thanks to Cardinal Glass. Since 1962, Cardinal Glass has been leading the industry in the development of residential glass for windows and doors around the United States. Thanks for your support, good folks at Cardinal Glass.
Well, we've swapped sleds on the grandstand side, replacing little with big, and we're going to go super stock diesel 4-wheel drive pulling. Have 10 of them to run. Super stock diesel, 7,500 pounds, 460 cubic inches. Turbocharged up to 2 stages. Diesel fuel only, a 26-inch drawbar, 26 inches as your drawbar height. Pretty well scattered across the Midwest as far as competitors is concerned. Pennsylvania, Missouri, Ohio, right here in Wisconsin, of course, Indiana, Florida. We've got them pretty well spread out. 10 of them to run.
Well, we get ready to bring shock treatment now to the starting line. Out of the state of Michigan coming our way. We welcome Mick and Christine Brooken here, of course, with us. And check out that cool look of that truck. They have just started not too long ago, a brand new company doing some race wraps. That's sort of the vision and a lot of the work of what Christine has brought to it. And Mick said for sure that it would not be happening without her. So certainly want to highlight that as we bring back to the starting line. A good running machine here. Former regional champion with us, the NTPA.
And an NTPA All-Star Enderley qualifier. And if memory serves me, probably did a little bit there in Louisville at the National Farm Machinery Show. We have 19 left in this class here. So we are 15 in right now.
Take advantage of his options. I'm quite certain of that.
Shock treatment under green right Kind of liking that.
Heck yeah. I think we're going to move that leader cone.
Might be.
Be right on out the gate.
Well, we do move the leader cone there. We take over to the number 1 side. 353.9. 353.9. Take a look at the Case IH leaderboard, and you'll find out that the Superstock Diesel has made it back to the starting line. Another attempt here. So Ben Ellis gets moved to second. Jake Zering gets moved back to third.
And got the reins tightened up all the way around so he could control all the horses. We did real well. Carl Butler exercising his option to come right back and do it again.
And the advantage of sitting here on the pit side, there's a lot of advantages to sitting on the pit side, but you can go home smelling like diesel.
Yes.
That souvenir diesel smoke rolling over here. No charge for it. Unique to Tomah.
Yes, that
oh, that's a lot of white smoke. Don't know what that souvenir thing is, but I don't think that's good.
No.
Black smoke, fine.
327, 975 for Carl.
Carmen Foster on the line next. The Foster child, of course, runner-up in the 2018 points. Won at Norwalk, Wisconsin, Tomah, twice at Monroe. Carmen's been pulling for about 8 or 9 years, and they are another great family of pull-in family. As Rob will back him up right here in the Foster child. That is an 06 Chevy HD.
I do miss his truck, there's no question. I do miss seeing the old Simply Red coming out here and running with us.
Oh, absolutely. Beautiful truck.
But they have really, really honed in on this one single truck, and she does a great job driving. He does a really good job setting it up. Mom obviously assists in all aspects and facets of the game. She was in the top 3 the other night.
Well, if you don't think that pulling's made up of athletes, there's Rob Foster running. Smooth. RPM's just consistent from all the way down, start to finish. In second place is Carmen Foster in the Foster child. 350.1. 350.1. Welcome to Tomah. So many great things to do here during the winter months, of course. Snow machines, ATVs, UTVs, and of course the Antique Mall. Welcome to Tomah. 65 antique dealers featuring coins, jewelry, furniture, and so much more. It is the mall with it all, located on the north end of town. Also, our thanks to Maury's Auto Group. Maury committed to serving you even better now. La Crosse, Onalaska, West Salem, Sparta, and Tomah. Maury's, let's move forward together. Corey Johnson up next out of Powell, Wyoming. Mr. Awesome. We saw Rick earlier in the bad bow tie at 324 and 1. Let's see what the team truck can do here.
Keith Witt, Warrenton, Missouri, the American Pride, spools things up. 327, 975, Carl Butler's pass.
Found a little boost right there, didn't it? The RPM kind of went up there. And it slid right into a nice running pass. Mr. Austin coming up next. The Chevrolet Silverado. Corey Johnson gets the drive.
362 and 23 cents to the right. 362.23. We're running floating finish. Don't remember that. Don't forget that. Run them one time, and that's going to be it. Run as far as you can. Oh, it's going to be good enough.
Great to have here a Hot Shot Secret. They're located over on the pit side over here with a great display. Hot Shot Secret will bring your engine life back, or your engine's life back to order. Hot Shot Secret's Stiction Eliminator, engineered to clean and protect your engine, restore power, improve that throttle response, and reduce engine wear by 62% or more than oil alone. Hot Shot Secret Stiction Eliminator, available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right there, Mr. Awesome out of the great state of Wyoming, Powell, Wyoming. .344 and 5. That'll put him in third spot right there. Wow, that'll make him happy in Powell, Wyoming. Won't put it on the map because Grandpa did that a long time ago. Speaking of a long time ago, John Yance on the way next on Amanda in North Dakota. The Boss. One for you Ford fans. Thanks to the good folks at Ag Protect One and Premium Crop Insurance. They offer specialty insurance products from motorsports to crop insurance. The market changes. Stay above that curve by going to agprotect1.com or premiercropins.com for more information. A polling organization featuring some things that really kind of hit home to all of us, agriculture and motorsports.
The first one of the two rides of Todd Dugan. This is the Angry Shine. We'll see the penetrating spray a little bit later, about two more as a matter of fact. This is his first ride. Todd Dugan, Ladensburg, Ohio. Disappointed with himself last night as far as his runs were concerned. See if he's got things figured out from his standpoint. Powers down the track.
Just a reminder, pulling fans, if you're going to use tobacco products or vaping, we have asked you to respect everyone else that's around and make your way out of the grandstand to do that. And we appreciate your cooperation in that. Just being neighborly.
Todd
John,
Dugan gets the green flag. I know he's got to tighten the chain up first. There we go. Come on, Todd. There we go. Chain tight. Green comes on the sled. Now we look down the track, make sure everything is clear on the big end, and the green comes out. Didn't climb into the throttle completely until he got almost 200.
And boy, it was just right into it. RPMs were perfect. That
Yep.
trucking company there. 08 Ford F-150. A good looking ride. John Yancer out of Mandan, North Dakota.
We're going to come to the winner's circle here, Doc. You go ahead and give your distance, and I'll get started.
33709. 33709, Miles.
I have Eric here with us from Greenleaf Trucking. They are a presenting sponsor of this afternoon's mini division. I'm going to let him make this trophy presentation to #1 today, Brian Guza, and he takes home his first ever Grand National win, folks, right here in Tomah. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Pretty awesome deal here. Here you go, Eric. I'll let you start.
All right, this is super exciting. Congratulations from Greenleaf and his families on a great run. Thank you.
All right, Brian. I mean, obviously, you guys have been after this for a while, so long time coming for you, but pretty awesome to get it done here, and what a weekend with a fourth as well.
Yeah, it feels amazing. I remember being here as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old boy, looking at all the tractors go down the track. It just feels amazing to finally make it here in the winner's circle, get out a win and a fourth this weekend. It feels awesome.
Absolutely. Well, I get to give you have a whole bunch of things I get to present you. First is a $100 gift card from our friends at Quick Trip. On behalf of Budweiser, I get to present you with this awesome cooler. They have been a hit for the last couple of years. And we also get to give you a box of product from our friends at Hot Shot Secrets. I know there's people you want to thank. I'm going to let you have this microphone and you can do your job.
So I definitely want to thank my wife. She's at home watching on the live stream. She lets me do this crazy sport, and we got 3 kids at home that are watching as well. So my little boy loves tractors, so I'm sure he's pretty excited. But I really got to thank my dad. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for my dad. So he really helps us out, makes the whole thing work. My grandpa, he passed away a few years ago. We built the tractor with the money that he provided, so it was a big deal there. Got to thank Chris and Paulie and Kyle and Julie and Greenleaf Trucking, Modern Machine for a great chassis. We forgot Bob and Jill as well, and K3 Tire, Adam Kester, Minor Brothers Racing. We put together a great combination. Finally got it to work this weekend, and we'll see what happens the rest of the season.
I can tell by your smile you're excited to get loaded up and go to the next one here. So, folks, let's give him a nice round of applause. Picks up his first Grand National win. Part of the disaster team here, of course, this weekend. We are proud to have you here, Brian. Go smile out of there. Take a big photo with that.
That may not be great. Hey, our thanks to Greenleaf Trucking here, our sponsor of the class, a family-owned business in Taylor, Wisconsin. Owned and operated by Eric and Kim Lofgren, and they've got a great fleet of dump trucks, short and long-haul semis, lots of different trailers, heavy haul equipment, construction crews. They're also engaged in agriculture, commercial and residential improvements, concrete work, building. They stay busy. Oh, asphalt paving and hauling of goods nationwide. Our thanks to the family-run business for their support of the Budweiser Dairyland Super Nationals. Greenleaf Trucking, welcoming all to Tomah.
We'll let the Holman brothers run, and then we're going to come right back down here for our awards presentation. Obviously, no introduction needed for these guys as they make their way here to the Busch Light track.
Yeah, and they were out early today on that track, shoulder to shoulder. I don't know what they were looking for, but they were poking the ground all over the place. But they were out here before anybody else looking at things. So let's see what this crew can do. Out of Waseon, Ohio, Paul Holman has the run.
All right, I'm going to turn the microphone over here to Eric from Greenleaf, and we're going to let him make our presentation. Again, we thank Greenleaf Trucking so much for their continued support here of this event.
I want to congratulate you on your third place finish. That was a great pass, and have a good season. Thank you.
I'm going to make you talk, but we'll keep it very minimal because I know you're still struggling with your voice. But what an awesome weekend. You're back here again, and you seem to just fit right into the seat of that mini rod. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I hope it continues. I've got some good guys standing right here that get the thing tuned up, and they just drive it. That's all.
I'm not going to make you talk anymore. That hurts my throat just thinking about it, ma'am. I'm sorry. Here's a $50 gift card from our friends at Quick Trip as well. And obviously, from here, you're still in that points hunt right where you want to be. And I believe if everything's right, we got about a 4-week break before we make our way down south. So that's we'll see you in Chapel Hill.
Thank you very much.
Folks, let's give them a nice round of applause. The Theobald family, they're here with us. Four family members right here, 4 pulling vehicles, a 2-wheeler, an unlimited, and 2 minis out of the great state of Indiana, Shelbyville, Indiana, they call home.
Not many families can say that everyone in their family has a driver's seat for the weekend. Again, congratulations to the Theobald family right here. Indeed, indeed. Welcome to the Kenny Mack Tower. Indeed.
Those of you that are still in the hunt for a 50-50 raffle ticket, the sellers are making their last rounds right now. Currently, the pot $1,000. But they're making their last rounds. We have money to give away. Right now, it's $1,000.
Out of Baxley, Georgia, the Desperado, Dan Johnson coming your way in a 66 Ford F100.
Got word from trackside that our next competitor is going to drop 6, which will put him last in the class. So that'll bring Todd Dugan out with his second ride. This will be the penetrating spray truck.
Hey, Lori Bauer, Lori. Where's Jackson? Did he make the trip? That's Jackson?
How long's it been since you've seen him?
Get out of, dude, you're
standing
kidding me. Oh, he just looks at me like, yeah, whatever.
You're a little baby, buddy. Let's run Danny, and then we'll come right back here to the winner's circle for our Greenleaf Trucking presentation of our champion, of course, our runner-up today in the mini division. All right, Eric, I'm going to hand you the microphone. This is Eric from Greenleaf Trucking. He's going to make our presentation of our trophy today.
On behalf of the Greenleaf families, I want to congratulate you on a second place finish. And how old are you?
8.
8 years old. How about a round of applause for the 8-year-old? Actually, his dad, I think, is the one who won that. Uncle, I'm sorry. Congratulations. You bet.
All right, well, we almost picked up number 18 here, pal. You were awfully close, but very, very good weekend, and you can't complain whatsoever being here twice.
No, it's always nice to get in a winner's circle, and just got a congratulations to them guys. You know, you get beat by a little bit every once in a while, so it's all right. And thanks to my whole crew back here and all the fans coming out, sponsors, and everybody here that helps put on the poll. Thanks to all you guys. And
here's your Quick Trip gift cards as well. And then we're going to make a change of the sign down here, but I've got one more trophy. We're going to take one picture, and then I got to move a sign. So everybody from the team here, smile real pretty for our presentation. Now, we get to change that sign, and while we change the sign, I get to give you the honor as well of being, on behalf of the Monroe County Agriculture Society, sir, you are the weekend, the Points Champion Award winner for the mini division. And, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I've gotten to present some championship rings, and I've got to present some championship weekend winners here. You and Renee Theobald and Brian Guza, all three of you collectively had 5 points for the weekend. A 1 and a 4 for Brian, a 2 and a 3 for you, a 2 and a 3 for Renee. So we break the tie based off of total footage pulled, 658 feet, .57 for you to 658.415 for Renee, which is the equivalent of, based on what I am told, a smashed up soda can slightly. That's about how much you won. Less than 2 inches, and you get to be the winner of the weekend. So obviously, on behalf of the folks, and I guess I'll let, were you here to present a trophy? Because if you were, I'm very sorry.
No, I'm just for the beer.
Oh, even better. Even better. But we'll smile pretty for one more picture on behalf of our friends.
Here at Cunis in Plava, really excited to present this award to you. What a tough class. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you.
Everybody look back out here one more time for our picture. Again, let's give Adam Bauer and the family a nice round of applause, but also Renee Theobald and Brian Guza, as this weekend together, we all collectively had 5 points, a 3, a 2, a 3, a 2, and a 1 and a 4. And Brian Guza's total distance was 651.75, but less than 2 inches, the distance there between the two tractors for the total weekend win.
On our four-wheel drive side, Lisa Peterson coming up, a husband and wife team here out of Baldwin, Wisconsin, the ProFab ride. That's a 05 Chevy Silverado. Lisa is the office manager, shipping manager of ProFab Machines, or husband Larry out front, backing her in. But what a great couple. They've given so much back to pulling here, and they just are always a breath of fresh air whenever you pull into one of the NTPA national events that they attend. So we'll see what she can come up here. Our top 3 right now are Corey Johnson, Carmen Foster, and the shock treatment of Mick Broughton. Our thanks to Meadow Valley Log Homes, been manufacturing full log homes since 1984. And they're willing to travel anywhere needed to build their log homes. Full log gables, full log joist, full log stairs, just to name a couple of the features that they can set up to your home. Our thanks to Meadow Valley. Got there, of course, ProFab, specializing in driveline products for truck and tractor pulling. ProFabMachineInc.com.
352, 540, which is a number 3 position. So he currently has second and third in the class.
And again, here on the pit side, another little souvenir smoke glow from the Angry Farmer. Well, Jake Ziering is up next with the Fatheads Eyewear Ride out of Fillmore, Indiana. Of course, your 2022 NTPA Grand National Points winner. Millwright, business owner, trains. Of course, they kicked things off great with the monster hook. It was Ike Ziering that came up. Jake's second pass in the Rule 19 meant 342. Which puts Rule 19 in the number 5 spot. So let's see what he can come out here with the Fatheads Eyewear Ride. Maybe shake things up. The 05 Dodge Dakota. The Fatheads Ride. In the past, it's not been unusual to see Ike and Jake capturing the 1, 2, and 3 spots. They bring 3 trucks in here. They're always durable and usually up towards the front of the score sheet.
Well, they run a business back at home, of course, and you know, not only have they been doing that, but they put together a super stock, or pro stock, I guess it would be pro stock 4-wheel drive there. That they have Isaac Hilbert doing some driving with over the course of a local circuit there, and obviously he's been plenty busy doing that. So these guys, they just like to go pulling. There's no question about it, and they have a good time. They run very hard, very, very competitive.
Chain is tight as Jake Ziering gets ready to go. That truck does it. You get bounced around. It's 8-second time.
Split-second decision there, what you had to do.
The left front was off the ground like multiple times as he went past. Right here, about 170 feet. It was not anywhere near the ground.
But our O'Reilly Auto Parts has got an interesting. There you go. Let's start.
Yeah, you see it.
326.05, 17th spot. My guess is he learned a little bit from that. That's kind of what that truck's been, kind of the research mule for
I think if you talk to any competitor out here this weekend, every pass down the track, everybody learns something. Everybody learns something.
Except for Brad Power.
Yeah.
He just goes down and wins.
Yeah, wins. What'd you do? Won. Okay. How'd you get along? I won. Have any problems? Oh, no, I won.
Totally geared up next. Carol Succi coming to play, then Tyler Corsa and Matt Davis.
Kent Crowder on the line on the far side. Attica, Indiana, Shy Diesel named and sponsored machine. Kent Crowder doing the driving here. Not, but we're going to give it an awful good try.
What do you have, about 4 or 5 left over there, I'm guessing, Alan?
Yes, we have 4 left. As a matter of fact, 355, 345. Or Kent Crowder getting up for a number 3 spot right now. But you bump Todd Dugan second ride to number 4. Keith Witt, Eric Stacy, Justin Gerhardt, and Nick Gillette.
And here comes Carol our way now with Totally Geared. She did make that test pass last night at the very end of the session just to make sure everything was dialed back in after Thursday night.
And it sounded good. I mean, her test pass last night, it was spot on.
I don't think you'd change anything. So under the watchful eye of Bill as he backs her to the line, and obviously Lawrence Line already made his pass. He finds himself in the top 10 at this point. I think somewhere around 7 or 8.
Hope you join us this evening for our salute to the American farmer, American agriculture. Presentation prior to the start of the session this evening.
And Miles, you're right. The Lawrence Line totally hooked in 7th spot, 339 and 5.
Yeah, we got on a bit of a hot streak there. We had 3 or 4 that all kind of came running in there and moved things around in that top 5 to 7, and he was one of them there, as well as Farmall.
Ford Ranger out of Minnesota. .337 and 2. 337 and 2. That put her up there in the top 10. Next up will be the Patriot Ride out of Blue Ridge, Georgia. Tyler Corsa. We saw Taylor earlier.
Yep, this is the brother and sister team, and they, of course, come all the way from down in Georgia. Family owns a business down there. 2 Fords, of course, make up their team, and Dad's down there setting the cone. Final pep talk from Sis as she's going to tell him a little bit more about what he needs to do, and we'll see just what they've got dialed up here. He did win a Grand National event last year with us on the 2022 points race. You know, I'm always sharing statistics and always trying to give you kind of updates, and Adam Bauer just came and asked me a minute ago, Alan and Doc, how many weekend wins he had here in terms of sweeping, or I guess being the overall winner of the weekend, and I didn't have an answer. So I got to go back home and do some more homework and consult with my friend Dan and see if we can't come up with some answers there.
Well, I told you I'd come up with a name. I mean, you have your name. Doc has his name for his pulling vehicle. It gave me pause to think. And what is it that I'm doing? I'm talking. So the vehicle is going to say, talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad one at all. Like I said, mine's motor mouth, and that's I think my kindergarten teacher may have referred to that, my mom and dad about that on my report card
multiple times.
Just kindergarten, Miles? Only? I mean, only?
Well, I was sitting there when I was supposed to be learning about the letter people, and instead I was drawing my logo for my motor mouth entry.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Had it all.
.340 and 6 cents to the right. 340 with an 06. Good number for number 5 spot right now. Keith leads the class with his other truck, the American Pride.
I think if you go to Warrenton, Missouri, you're not too far away from the Gateway. I mean, you're pretty well right there in the St. Louis area, am I right?
It seems like I've seen the signs.
Just outside the St. Louis metro area.
As our friend George here, Patriot. Ford F-350.
That ought to be a top 10 effort or better.
That'll be fifth right there. 342 and 9 for Tyler. 342 and 9. And for Taylor, 329 and 1. 329 and 1. Good weekend effort there. Matt Davis on the way next, the Outrage Chevrolet Silverado. The Tomah FFA alum 50-50 raffle. The proceeds there go to money raised, scholarships, the national convention, and so much more for our FFA students. Don't forget our Salute to Agriculture coming up this evening right here in Tomah.
Have the opportunity to see some of the FFA officers right here locally. They will be present, be introduced. Looking forward to that. As always, that many Blue Jackets in one place, you know things are good. You know things are
like
good shape.
We have the privilege of us in Indianapolis to be able to host the National FFA Convention. And if memory serves me correctly, which is always a dangerous thing to say.
Yes, I know.
Isn't the National FFA headquarters in Indy?
It is now. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Very good. Eric Stacy, Winchester, Ohio-based, smoking ya.
National Tractor Pulling Championships in Bowling Green, Ohio, coming up, the 56th edition, and that will be August 17th to the 19th at Bowling Green, Ohio, the Wood County Fairgrounds.
Eric Stacy under green. Grandstand side. 362.23 leads the class.
He let his wife drive that truck just a couple weeks ago as well.
Okay.
How'd she do?
She did great. She got second. Got a second with it in her class that she drove. So that's you know, they're from Ohio, and over there on the Ohio circuit, they can actually run kind of a hybrid diesel blown truck together. And so she was number 2 in that class over there. Very competitive. I think maybe Mr. Deere.
Just a couple more of our super stock diesel 4-wheel drives to run.
For Matt Davis and the Outrage, that Chevrolet Silverado 348 and 5, that will be third spot right now. So a good hook.
Well, a little track prep, and we're getting ready to go again. Both sides here. Remind you to come back with us tonight, session number 5. Justin Gerhard coming our way on a super stock diesel 4x4 side.
Cream of the crop out of Circleville, Ohio. You're right. Miles. We got one more behind that, and that's Nick Gillette. He elected to drop, so he'll be in a little bit later, right behind Justin. Reminder, when we finish our classes and finish our presentation,
seat of the pants driving. Just, I mean, the RPMs are exactly the same, building right back up, straight line, powering through the bounce a little bit. That's good hook.
346, 715, 6th place. 362 sits on top right now. Nick Gillette will be the last competitor on the Budweiser track. He dropped 6 positions, so he lost one of his options. So he'll have one attempt. You're going to have to do it right. Get off the throttle for any reason. That's going to be your recorded distance right there.
Celebrating 100 years of the Farmall, and it got its name because in 1923, raise of American family farms right after World War I just really started to blossom here in the United States. And, you know, baling, cutting hay, feeding, hauling, loading, pulling, raking, cleaning barns, mixing feed, fertilizing, mowing, chopping, seeding, clearing, irrigating, farrowing, cultivating, hitching, digging, emergency towing, harrowing, hoisting, leading parades, excavating, grading, the list goes on. We're going to celebrate along with our friends at Case IH, giving away one of the legacy tractors, still up by many, many folks. Go to farmall100.com and register for your chance to win a Case IH Farmall Utility 75C tractor and 15 grand in cash.
I was going to say, there's more.
There's more. Get the tractor and enough to buy a trailer, and who knows, you want to compete with it, that's fine.
Yeah, or you could parade, drag it to parades.
Say parades, yep.
Yeah. Would be interesting to follow somebody that wins that and find out what they do with it once they won it and the money. Interesting to follow.
Yep, they had an engineer there and said, man, the farms are growing so quickly. And an incredible, really an incredible legacy. I mean, if you think about it, just standing the test of time of 100 years.
And other than getting bigger, they haven't changed.
Very much. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, our thanks to our friends from Case for doing that. Don't forget you can also check out the Jamie Bush up next, the Mason City, Iowa Wild Ride. And the brand new girlfriend out of Bloomer, Wisconsin. That vehicle will drop. 27 years of pulling. Wins at Rockwell. Regional wins, Jamie Bush. 27 years of pulling. He'll bring up the Wild Ride, that good-looking Chevrolet 2500. National Tractor Pulling Association would like to say thank you to the following companies that are providing support to our pullers through the contingency program. Basically, what that means is you use the product, you fly the decal, and you can pick up your part of $585,000 in contingency postings. Summit Racing Equipment, Stopfire, SCS Gearbox, Scheid Diesel Services, Paisley Machine, Jeans Machine Shop, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, and longtime supporter of NTPA Pulling, Bill Miller Engineering. All of those folks contributing to that $585,000 made a commitment to NTPA and their participating teams. So again, congratulations, best of luck. And thanks to those many, many classes that have supported pulling. Jamie Bush going to tighten the chain here. Mason City, Iowa's very own Wild Ride. I think you hear the sounds there of Entourage in the beer card. They'll be there after, in between seasons or sessions.
Well, here comes the top shelf now, and we got a little bit of a pit report that he is having a battery issue there, and they had to work on trying to get it started. So looks as if that problem has been rectified. Several people over there wrenching and helping, and appreciate that effort for sure. Part of the class and a group of people willing to help there. There's no doubt about it. This young man did a great job wheeling the families forward last night.
Jamie Bush, 344 and 9. That'll put him up into fourth spot. Yeah, there were a lot of happy, I'm sorry, Miles, but there were a lot of happy people with the top shelf pulling team last night after this class had finished. Next up on our four-wheel drive side, the Nasty Boys out of Bloomington Prairie, Minnesota. Michael Connor on the way.
Had to make it run. He had one opportunity.
Man, I cannot wait to hear the distance on that one, as he is close.
Good enough for a third place finish. 357.035. 357.035. So you'll get the chance to talk to him, Miles.
Coming up on our four-wheel drive truck side, this Dodge Dakota, garaged out of Bloomington, Minnesota. Mike O'Connor. He's been involved in NTPA pulling since the late 80s and currently serves as the vice president for the National Tractor Pullers Association. Serves there on the board. Began his career back in '75. Region 3 championships. He's had a couple of those. Passed on his fondness for the sport to his children, Michelle and David. Michelle pulled Michael's four-wheel drive truck, Nasty Boys, and Dave currently pulls the Nasty Habit. Diversified in ag, Mike is a pioneer sales representative, crop insurance agent, and third-generation farmer with about 4,000 acres. When he's not working, he and his wife of 35 years like pulling, obviously, and snowmobiling. Mike O'Connor on his way next as he gets set here.
Here's the way we finish of the top 5. Keith Witt, number 1. Todd Dugan, 2. Nick Gillette, number 3. Number 4, Kent Crowder. Number 5, Todd Dugan's penetrating spray. Number 6, Eric Stacy. Number 7, Justin Gerhardt. Number 8.
Truck. He had her hooked up as things were getting kind of competitive here with just a handful of rides left. The shock treatment continues to lead. .345 and 2. That'll put him in 4th right there. So we're shaking things up in the top 5. We got 6 left here in the class. And still out front, the shock treatment of 353 and 9. Carmen Foster, the foster child, 350.1. Matt Davis, the outrage, in 3rd at 348 and 5. Jamie Bush, the wild ride at 344 and 9. And Corey Johnson, the Mr. Awesome truck, at 344 and 5. So they're that close here in this class. The guy who had her lead, Benjamin, right now in 6th position. So the hammer down ride, a GMC, will be up next.
Winding things down here in session number 4. Remind you, 5:15, just 2 hours from now, we will have our final session over at the Full Pull app stage. We want you to come join us. A lot of door prizes to give away, some swag and so on. Please come join us there. You get a chance to make your picks of who you think might win in session number 5. And there's even a chance they're going to double down here this evening and put even a little bit of extra money in, to where if you pick every winner of the session, you could go home with some pretty nice cash.
Columbus Junction, Iowa, the home of the hammer down. Rick Thompson coming up, self-employed mechanic and farm labor. Region 5 champion, Region 3 champion, been all over the place, and lately we'll see him come up here and have a little fun on the Grand National Tour. 21 years of pulling. Let's see what this GMC's got for us. Side as it sucked them down there. Their RPM gradually goes up just about perfect. 327 and some change for the hammer down.
You're right. They have this figured out. They've been watching each other, obviously, and learning as they're going along. and somebody decided that's where we need to go. Everybody's, not a problem. I can understand that, and that's where they're doing it. But your interesting concept about the throttle, I mean, it's way down the track before we completely give it everything.
And I think that moment between just way down the track and giving it everything, that little interval right there, I think everyone's is kind of conquered that deal, because we don't hear the RPMs go up, we don't see the bounce. They're driving through the bounce here in the four-wheel drive class. Really a driver's class, you know, all four tires.
Yeah, we've said that for years.
But all four tires have to stay in contact with the ground. Right. So you hear people talk about racing and, you know, steering and racing by the seat of your pants. The four-wheel drive class and a diesel to a certain extent, it really is that.
Yeah, exactly right. And we've seen, I think, maybe 3 bounce a little bit, but drove through it, which we've talked in the past. That's that point where you want to pull the throttle back, but you actually need to go the other way with it.
Yeah, and you don't have to go back too many years to see on this track, four-wheel drive, same people competing this weekend that would go wah, 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 and bounce, 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 bounce.
And break things.
A lot of them. Or they kick the back end of the truck up on the sled's buckboard. Right. And that happened a couple of times during the session. Nothing right here, right now. They've just come out really, really nice in an afternoon session and been able to figure it out exactly what to do.
Exactly right.
We'll bring our friends from ProFab back out here. Larry Peterson coming out to play. Lisa, who had competed earlier, is out front. Yeah, we talked about ProFab a lot, but getting right down to the nitty-gritty. Gears, shafts, cases, differentials, they do all of that. And that's pretty precise work. I mean, they do an outstanding job. A lot of times you go, oh, it's just a set of gears, you know, no big deal. But the precision and the ability to turn in a very nice product for all there. ProFabMachineInc.com to get more information.
And its durability.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
And they're just good people to work with, too.
Exactly right.
Well, this is the owner of the ProFab Machine Shop, but Lisa, the shipping manager, is really the person in charge. 40 years of pulling. This is an 07 Chevy Silverado.
I think we have 50-50 number.
Five-minute conversation we had before is went right out the door
out
there.
the window,
But
Bong.
Does he have, can he back? We're going to take him right back starting line. So
All
we've
right.
got shot number 2 here.
50-50 winning number.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's worth $1,645. The winning ticket is pink. The number 652278. Again, 652278. You can pick up your prize in front of the yellow building. Thanks to all the buyers for supporting the FFA. But wait, there's more. Second place worth $200. Pink ticket, number 254154. Again, 254154. Same place. You can pick up your money over there. It's worth $200, but don't throw them all down in disgust, because there is a third place worth $100. It's also a pink ticket. You see a trend here? I do. Pink ticket of 641485. 641485. $100. Those numbers will be posted on the front of the block building. Congratulations.
Good job of driving, getting right on a little bounce and into it, and then it bounced again and getting hammered out.
And you saw him, he was driving it.
Yes,
it wasn't letting him drive him. I mean, he was driving it. Those numbers, one last time, your big winner is 652278. Second place, 254154. Third place, 641485. Numbers are posted on the yellow building. Thank you to everybody for contributing A big thanks from the FFA.
340.8 for Larry there. Our thanks to the good folks at Performance Pros. They've been around motorsports industry for a long time. They've really kind of had a special focus on pulling here in the last decade, probably plus, I think. But they have really listened to the competitors, put together some really good product as Performance Pros. We're happy to have them here back in Tomah. David O'Connor, the Nasty Habit, coming up next.
I need Todd Dugan and I need Nick Gillette to the stage here in front of the Kenny Mack Tower, please. Todd Dugan, Nick Gillette. I need the both of you.
You know what's strange, Miles, and it just kind of hit me when you were saying those names? It seems like every class, we just have the same handful of top threes. Am I just confused about that, or is that actually something?
No, we've had some redundancy over the course of this weekend, and over the course of the last several years, we've had a whole lot of, like last year in the four-wheel drive class, we had a same top three this year in the four-wheel drive class with some changing. The light pro class, we had the same three drivers in a different order.
Different
so
order,
absolutely,
but yes.
Absolutely, we've had a whole bunch of guys who've come here and done very, very well. We also have a gentleman standing here. We're going to do an interview here with very, very shortly, who just collected his first Grand National win and his first win in a brand new truck. So pretty neat deal
That's
here
awesome.
coming shortly.
That's
there.
great. That's great.
He is here, staged, ready to go. We're in just a second.
No, it's very good. Miles, you get props. You get props for redundancy. My wordsmith buddy.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. When he takes the time to text me, it's good. He's always quick to point out things. Redundancy, it's very nice.
Yeah, if I use the word incorrectly, he'll tell you I did too, right?
Oh, absolutely,
Okay.
dude. And you know what? He'll bitch at me because of it.
Well,
like I had something to do. It didn't come out of my mouth.
No, I know.
He's got, it's good that he's watching the stream, though.
Oh, absolutely. Never been to a pull in his life, but just loves it. Team out of Minnesota, David O'Connor. Putting together the right combination in that Silverado. .75. 340.75. Huh. 340.8 was Larry Peterson. So the Orange Sherbet, who we know is listening, should be able to contact Miles with the 340.8 and 340.7 and tell us what the difference of 10 sheets of paper stacked together are, or something along that line.
He told me in the last description that it was about the size of a soda can that had been slightly crushed. That's what the difference was in the minis. So certainly we appreciate Mr. Dunlap. He's the voice in the clouds there. He's my tractor pulling Alexa.
Yeah, exactly.
Alexa, please respond to me about the distances here. I need them.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Miles.
I don't know if he'll ever live that down, but he is. He's in the cloud.
What always made me mad until I realized the guy's a mathematician, you know?
He is a brilliant mind, no question about it.
I would sit there trying to figure out, you know, okay, that's 2/10, or that's 2200, so that's 1,000 separating them. And he would come and go, well, that's like a matchbook, you know, or a matchbox, rather.
Or half the thickness of a nickel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A fingernail that has been slightly chewed upon.
Oh, my God. right? There we go. We have 2 left in this class. I'm counting 3. Not even close. 2 little slips of paper up here. That's what tells you. The brand new girlfriend, 95 Chevy Silverado. Scott Kemp, a machinist and milk truck driver, farmer. Been at it a long time. Got a big family that helps him out. So let's see what Scott can do here. He had to drop into the class, so he had a little bit of time to make sure things are right. Let's see what he's got for us. And this is Chevrolet Silverado. Oh, Miles, did you ever find out what we were talking about earlier? Related to this truck, wasn't it?
Yes, I got the answer that I needed, and I was wrong.
Really?
I went down here and asked my friends from Wyoming, Mr. Johnson, and he knew the answer to that question, and I was wrong. It's still in existence. It's in existence, and they said they have seen it already.
Oh, wow.
Still out running. So very similar look, very similar style, the whole deal, but it is not the truck I thought it might have been.
Well, I'm glad you got your answer from those boys out of Wyoming.
Yeah, I'll sleep better tonight knowing.
Yeah, absolutely. And they will, too. At least some of them, because on the way back, someone's going to be catching some nap time.
Yep.
And someone's going to be catching some serious windshield time as well. Green flag is out. Love the name of this truck, the brand new girlfriend. Little Rick Springfield, isn't it, from Entourage over there in the beer tent, beer garden. Yacht Rock Radio. Bud, you're sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, first instinct.
And you're buying dinner. And you're buying dinner too.
Yep, that's right. First instinct to get out of it may have been the smart one at that point in time.
275 and 2. 275 and 2.
I continue to marvel at our track maintenance as they continue to make it look so awfully easy. When they grade it, they roll it, they pack it back in a competition shape. A big thank you to all of our track people, the ones that have built it, the ones that are maintaining it, and the ones that are going to tear this thing all up and start all over with it in just a little bit. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. I see somebody left a blanket on a seat. That won't be there.
That won't fly unless you got 10 rolls of duct tape around it.
I don't think that'll work either.
You know, that's another thing. The last 48 years, seating technology for our fans.
Right.
We've gone from the old sleeping bag that no one wanted to use, but it was good enough to duct tape, and I mean using some big duct tape to the aluminum bleachers out here. Now you got all kinds of fancy camp stools and back things, you know. So it is definitely. And always someone's got something better, you know. They've always got something better.
Yes, Miles.
I'm going to come down here to the winner's circle.
Okay,
good
idea.
I have Mr. Todd Dugan here from Angry Farmer Products, and he is going to present our trophy for our first place winner in the Angry Farmer Products 4x4 Super Stock Diesel class here to Mr. Keith Witt. So on behalf of Angry Farmer Products, Mr. Dugan gets to hand you that trophy, sir. Congratulations. And even cooler, I just talked to you very briefly. Well, let's run this last truck, and then we'll be able to hear each other.
We will do that at 79 Ford. Travis Ames out of Peshtigo, Wisconsin. The True Blue, third place at Tomah in 2022. So he knows a little bit about getting down the track. Going to take a monster effort here because out of our class of 33, the leader is the shock treatment ride. Mick Broughton at 3:53 and 9. So he's 3 feet ahead of Carmen Foster. Matt Davis is third. Michael Connor, the Nasty Boy, sneaks in at number 4, and the Wild Ride of Jamie Bush, number 5. Then Mr. Awesome, Benjamin Patriot, Rule 19, and the Outlaw Ride.
All right, Doc and Alan, we're going to come back down here. And certainly I want you guys to think about how neat it must be to come to Tomah, Wisconsin. And come to Tomah, Wisconsin, and in this, your very first time here, you pick up your very first Grand National win in a truck that you just put together. So, Keith, congrats. I know why you're smiling.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just overwhelmed. And I guess the only thing I'd like to thank God, my wife, Shides. This is a fantastic event. Like I say, I'm not a speaker, but there's everybody in the pits has been fantastic. Like I say, thank you all. It's amazing.
Absolutely, sir. Well, we get to give you several things here. We already had Mr. Dugan give you your trophy. Here's a $100 gift card from our friends at Quick Trip, a cooler from our friends at Budweiser, and some products from our friends at Hot Shot Secrets. Again, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you this summer.
Thank you. We'll be back. Good Lord willing.
Folks from Warrenton, Missouri, he comes our way to Tomah for the very first time, wins a Grand National Bull for the first time as well. Give him a nice round of applause. Mr. Keith Witt.
And for Travis Ames, a 339-3 in the True Blue. Your top five, nothing changed. The Wild Ride of Jamie Bush. In fourth, the Nasty Boys entry for Mike O'Connor. For third, Matt Davis and the Outrage. Carmen Foster in second, 350.19. And Mick Broughton, the shock treatment at 353 and 9. That wraps up your four-wheel drive class here. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that we will start our next session. 6:15 is about when we'll get things rolling with our salute to American agriculture. So come back and join us for that. Make sure you stop by the Hot Shot Secrets display and grab your free sample there of their diesel treatment. And don't forget all the other manufacturers on the other side right there. Todd Dugan is still standing by in the winner's circle, so the Angry Farmer team, they're not done with the sponsorship. Miles will have a lot more coming up here in just a minute. We'll talk to some of those four-wheel drive competitors as well. Again, thank you for being here. You don't have to leave right now, but as you're making your way out, we hope to see you again tonight.
Well, we come back to the winner's circle now, and I'm not really sure how to do this. I don't know whether to have you present your own trophy to yourself, sir, or how we do this. But let me just do this. On behalf of Angry Farmer Products, sir, congratulations on your second place finish today. It's my honor to give you your trophy and also present you with $75 from my friends at Quick Trip. Congratulations.
You know she already stakes.
I know who to hand those gift cards to. Don't you dare worry.
I really appreciate it, because everybody just coming to Tomah, this is just amazing. 2 seconds, unbelievable. But I really would like to put a special thanks out to Kent Crowler, Shy Diesel Extravaganza. Kent, he was working on that truck, the old Chevy. We knew it had it in it. Kent just had to give me a little pep talk, and then it really helped when Carl Atlee called me, and then he really, well, if you know Carl, you know how Carl is. He definitely put her out there. Nichols Tires, just everybody here for coming out, and just want to thank you guys as well for putting on such a wonderful poll.
That's got to be pretty neat to be on the receiving end of a pep talk from Carl Atlee. Again, thank you again for what you do for the sport. It really goes a long way, and obviously we hope that people stop by in between the sessions and come see you, meet you, see the trucks, and buy some product.
We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything.
Folks, the Dugan family here with us. Todd doing the driving of the Angry Shine Chevy this afternoon here, putting it number 2 in competition. We'll get a photo. All right, we'll come back to our winner's circle. Mr. Dugan from Angry Farmer will present our trophy to our third place finisher today, the top shelf team, Mr. Nick Gillette. And obviously, Nick last night collected a win in the class. Today, he goes number 3. Congratulations. You look pretty comfortable back here on the stage in Tomah, buddy.
Yeah, I could get used to this. Tomah's always been pretty good to us. That was a little more an excitement than we wanted to do there at the starting line, but it all worked out.
Well, I heard you had a little bit of a battery issue, and obviously there were lots of people down there helping getting everything back together.
Yes, thanks to everybody that gave us a help, especially Jeff Hodem. He jump-started us. I got to thank Bob Nichols for tires, Weimer fuel injection, Paisley machine, Side diesel, and everybody else that helps us go.
Did Hodem even have to plug it into anything, or did he just use his finger and... You know, that's the energy I've seen from that guy in the past. All right, here's $50 as well from my friends at Quick Trip. And again, congratulations. We're going to give you a trophy here in just a second, so we want everybody to stay right here, and we all change our sign as well. Thank you, Mr. Dugan. Certainly appreciate it. Okay, and then on behalf of Meadow Valley Log Homes, it is my honor, sir, to tell you that you are the point champion this weekend in Superstock Diesel 4-wheel drive. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you, Miles. Like I said, Tomah's always been good to us, and pretty good feeling.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we are finished up here on the Superstock Diesel side, diesel truck side of things, and obviously one more photo here for the family as we have now presented that champion of the weekend. What do they do over the weekend? We take those 2-point totals together. He finished up number 1 and number 3, so his total is 4. And as we had to break some ties earlier in other classes, the mini division. Congratulations again. All right, we're going to bring our attention back to the stage right here in front of the Kenny Mack Tower. Our friends at Performance Pros are the sponsor of our 4-wheel drive truck class this afternoon. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to Randy from Performance Pros and let him make the presentation.
Thanks, Miles. On behalf of Performance Pros, it's a great honor to present you this first place win award. Nick, there's something comes special with winning here at Tomah, and that's you get your name on the Wall of Fame, and it'll never go away. And you're gonna come back someday as an old man, and you're gonna walk down here, and you're gonna see your name on that Wall of Fame. And one of the things that's really special about that Wall of Fame, when you go back to look at it, is all the good pullers that have come and gone that never got there. And when you see your name there, you realize how special this day really is. And I know I pulled with you for many years. Your dad's looking down and he's smiling. He's very proud of you, so, and we're all proud of you. Congratulations.
On behalf of Quick Trip, I get to give you a $100 gift card. On behalf of Hot Shot Secrets, I get to give you some product. And we'll just leave that cooler set right there for the time being, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you, Miles. It's, I don't know, it's just not even real. If you would have told me when we showed up on Thursday we'd be standing in a winner's circle, there's just no way. We fought this thing, putting it together, and we don't have time to work on our own stuff and put a new wrap on it, and you know, it's just been it's been tough. And like Randy said, this is a special place, and it can't take it away from you.
We've had a lot of people here this weekend who have captured their first Grand National win or have had some really big successful steps in what they're doing to hopefully propel them into 2023 season and even more. And you're one of those folks who's got some positive momentum now.
Yeah, you know, we were given the opportunity by the Foster family to purchase one of their motors in 2021, and it's been great help, and we can't thank them enough. It's, you know, to be where we were at, we took 15 years off from the sport, and to come back and we just nailed it right out of it. I mean, we're just running, and we've had a few hiccups, but you know, it just doesn't work like that. You know, you got to put in your time, you got to pay attention to detail, and the pullers, you know, we wouldn't be standing here without the Holman brothers this weekend. You know, they reworked our fuel system at the last minute, and you know, we knew we had problems, and said, bring it over. We brought it over, and you know, and Jake Zering, they're good friends of ours, and you know, Jake, he's kind of like my stepdad. You know, now my dad's gone, Jake looks out after us, and, you know, and Randy, you know, Performance Pros, they overnighted some parts that we needed to get this thing back to where it needed to be, and we just can't thank everybody enough. All the volunteers that put this pole on, you know, Mac Trailers, O'Reilly's, I'm sure I'm forgetting some of them, Ag One, my mom, you know, and Dad, we won Tomah.
Heck yeah. Well, I will tell you, I got a message from you as well earlier about how integral she has been in your rep business and what you're doing. And certainly, you're doing really neat things, and they're making things look really, really good go down these tracks. Good job.
Yeah, thanks. You know, we got to give thanks to Brent and Christy Seacrest. They were our first customer. And to wrap last year's two-wheel drive Grand National Champion, I mean, that's an honor. So thank them as well. They're, you know, and you guys for, you know, all the competitors that we do crew shirts for. It's been awesome.
We're glad to have you here, sir. Don't forget your cooler. And again, on behalf of our friends here at Tomah, congratulations. We're going to smile real pretty at the guys from Georgia here for a picture. So if you'll come back with me here to the winner's circle, I'm going to pass the microphone over to Randy for Performance Pros. He will make the presentation to the Davis team.
On behalf of Performance Pros, it's quite an honor, Matt. You've been a customer for a long time, and you've even ran some of our prototype stuff, and we appreciate you doing that. And to see you up here on the podium here, it's quite an honor to be here to present this to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Matt, also on behalf of Quick Trip, I get to give you a $50 gift card, sir. Congratulations again. Anybody you want to thank this afternoon? You're all right. Let me tell you, I've had a lot of people that just get nervous sometimes, and I don't want to be that guy to make you do that. But I know there are people standing next to you. Let's start with them.
My wife and kids. My mom and dad. Thank you.
Absolutely, folks. Let's give him a nice round of applause. He goes in that 3 position today, the Davis family. And certainly, we appreciate you being here. We'll see you again on the road as we continue to run with the NTPA. Well, back to the winner's circle, our final presentation from session number 4 here. And of course, we go with Carmen Foster. She is number 2 this afternoon in our Performance Pros 4-wheel drive class. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Randy.
Wow, Carmen, what an honor to present you this award. You guys, as a whole team, work hard at the sport, work hard as a family. Got grandma and grandpa here. It's awesome. And we couldn't be more proud of you today as every day. And you represent Performance Pros well, which is the logo up front. And we're your biggest fan. And congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for everything you do for me.
All right. I also get to give you $75 for our friends at Quick Trip. You get to have the chicken fingers and all kinds of fun snacks on the way home.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all the guys that put this poll on.
Smile real pretty out here at these folks, and then we're going to change a sign, and we'll make another trophy presentation as well. All right, and then on behalf of our friends from ProFab, we know them well as well, we get to present you with the Points Champion Award for the weekend, and certainly a pretty awesome 2-day session group here for you.
Thank you. What a weekend it was. I just can't thank my parents enough.
Anybody else you would like to thank?
Sonny's, Performance Pros, Simpico, SCS, everyone that helps get the truck down the track.
Absolutely. Well, from here to Chapel Hill we go, and obviously some positive momentum in this points race that you're trying so hard to win.
Surely am. Hopefully it continues the rest of the season.